Battlehawks last year in the playoffs on their way to the UFL title that got the victory 36-18. Sweltering day in our nation's capital. 80 degrees now, 85 by the time we get deeper into the second half. A slight breeze that could be a factor for two very powerful place kickers in this contest. Critical matchup in the UFL. Week 4 is here. Matt McCrane has a pair of 60-yard field goals to his credit this season. Kick things off. And at the 1-yard line, perfectly into the landing zone, Gary Jennings Jr. racing ahead and tripped up at the 27. Well, Harrison Frost, the new starting quarterback. The last time we saw him in that capacity, way back in 2022, single-season record for passing yards that year at West Georgia. Then a GA in the ACC for Tony Elliott at Virginia. And a couple of stops, Seattle, and also in the CFL. Seattle, the Sea Dragons, the old XFL organization. And now in the shotgun to begin today after a incredible comeback win a week ago at home in the Dome against Birmingham. Clean pocket to start, fires one deep, has McBride, and off his fingertips. Stephen McBride, coverage by DeAndre Baker. It'll be 2nd and 10. And Jordan, we talked about last week, Frost got off to a slow start. The early interception, a big deal. Goodrich took it back to the house.
Yeah, it was the worst start possible, but obviously there's other guys that have had bad starts too. Brett Favre, interception on his very first pass attempt in the NFL. So A.J. Smith's like, look, even the greatest, sometimes this happens. It's how you respond, and man, did he respond last week.
Coming in off the bench and coming in hot, throwing the pick 6. Jarvion Howard.
Pratt, go, go.
And A.J. Smith, they'll run the run and shoot with the Battlehawks.
Trips left.
Calling plays.
F quick motion, QB Boston punch. Trips left up, F quick motion, QB Boston punch.
That's right, let it go, let it go.
They got Michael Pratt in the game. They just subbed him in. Yeah, and QB. And you heard QB punch, Boston punch. This could be a quarterback power. Should be a designed run for Pratt. Oh, but they're gonna there's some confusion. They were trying to sub Harrison Frost back in, but you can't do that after you've broken the huddle. So some confusion with personnel groups between A.J. Smith and Ricky Prohl on the sidelines there.
30 seconds.
Frost was trying to get back on the field. And a timeout is called. They did give him 10 yards on the run by Howard. It was initially ruled just shy of a first down. And now they'll regroup on offense. So sometimes you get to be a little too cute. And look, A.J. Smith and Ricky Prohl, they had their give and take last week on the sidelines, Jordan.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Ricky Prohl is from a West Coast tree. Went to Super Bowls, won Super Bowls with a pro-style West Coast system. Obviously, A.J. Smith runs the run and shoot, which can be very effective in spring leagues like this. It's more simple, so guys can pick it up quicker. You can use tempo. And that's one of the reasons that Harrison Frost, I think, stepped in and had so much success early. He ran the same offense in the CFL for a couple years, so he's very familiar with it. That helped him last week. It should help him today.
Howard in the backfield. First down after the timeout. Frost back on the field and out of bounds looking for Shakur Pearson. And we take a look at Jordan's impact players today.
Yeah, look, Hakeem Butler is the biggest mismatch in the entire UFL. At 6'5", 240, he's a deep threat wide receiver that can go over the top of anybody. And Kevon Latulis, a running back that's a slasher. They want to get him the ball out of the backfield. But on the other side, this is the best defense in the UFL. Derek Roberson off the edge, and cornerback Garyon Conley is going to have some one-on-one matchups with Hakeem Butler. Those two guys have got to win their matchups today for DC to slow down this offense.
Iowa State 6'5". Touchdown win for Howard. Howard's going to be brought down and wrestled down by Boogie Basham.
You know, Jordan, so far, that matchup between Hakeem Butler on the outside and Garyon Conley, who has got the tallest length over the top to help Conley. So they feel pretty confident one-on-one there.
Right. Conley's a former first-round draft pick. He's got a ton of talent, so he trusts him. As you see, no safety help. At some point, St. Louis is going to test that matchup.
Third down, first big play of this one here in Washington, D.C. Frost is going to escape, picks up the first down. There comes a penalty flag. At the 45, we'll check the infraction.
Number 21, holding number 21. We're going to tack that on. Defensive holding.
Holding number 21. Defense, 5-yard penalty added to the end of the run, automatic first down.
On Gabe Taylor for the defenders.
Gabe Taylor working on Ja'Cour Pearson, the shifty slot over here. He's just going to hold a little bit on the jersey as Ja'Cour is trying to get in and out of that break. But great recognition from Frost, knowing, hey, my underneath defenders are in man coverage. They got no eyes on me. Take off and pick up a first down. Actually, the penalty helped him out as well.
Frost had an incredible preseason camp for the Battlehawks. And it was Brandon Silvers that started the season at QB1. Off the screen, Pearson, the throw on the top of the grass. It'll be second down after the incompletion.
Yeah, we saw them take that shot. What was it, the first or second play of the game? That's the biggest difference with Harrison Frost to what they had with Brandon Silvers. His ability to stretch the field vertically. We saw it last week. Butler had a couple big plays downfield. That unlocks this offense. When that is a threat, everything else, the run game, the quick passing game, all of that opens up.
Crossman stops at Mercer in West Georgia Division II to Crosser. Pearson's got it. And Lasso down about 2 yards shy. The line to gain by Gabe Taylor.
I mean, this is what I referenced earlier. 3 drives, 0 incompletions or 0 completions, 2 interceptions, and then how he responded was unbelievable. The adversity he faced in his first UFL opportunity, and now we're getting a look again at Michael Pratt. The dual threat quarterback out there. He was the draft pick for St. Louis. He was actually initially penciled to be the starter, had to step away before camp, returned a couple weeks ago.
On the sideline.
And they're going to have a package to use his athleticism. He can absolutely be a threat throwing the football as well.
Prior to the foul for too many players on the field, St. Louis called their second charge timeout.
Okay.
So you're bringing in Pratt, and you tried to do it. They call a timeout. Drive number 1 today.
This has to fire up Ricky Prohl. These are plays in your first 15 scripted plays that you walk through, you jog through. Each of the last 3 days you've talked about these first 10 or 15 plays. And to have substitution issues on both times you try to bring in Michael Pratt. Wasting 2 timeouts is not ideal.
Well, and Jordan, do you need to do it this early, right? I mean, that's the thing. Unless this guy's going to bring something that the other guy just absolutely cannot do, you've just blown 2 opportunities really for nothing.
With a young quarterback making his first start, he needs to get ready.
Yep.
After the timeout, Pratt remains on the field. The snap is high. He'll corral it straight ahead. Only needed about a yard. That should be enough. Let's see the initial indicator.
This is what you were trying to run the first time. Just a little QB power. You got a puller out in front. He's going to get downhill on 3rd and short. Picks up the first down. Love the play call because remember, again, if you're new to the UFL, as soon as you cross the 50, you have to go for it on 4th down or kick a field goal. But they were kind of in that long-distance field goal range. So that was probably a down. They would have had to roll the dice on 4th. Instead, Pratt picked it up.
Gattulis, the running back. Frost back in at quarterback. Neville went in motion. And the deep give for Tulis. Did what he can. A jump cut, a sidestep, brought down inside the 30. And Kevon Latulis making something happen. Sam Kidd brought him down after gain of 7.
It's just a great individual effort. They got to get the run game going for St. Louis.
Trips left.
Young quarterback.
Wide quick motion, Celtics punch. Trips left. Wide quick motion, Celtics punch.
Celtics punch, all one ready.
Now the fundamentals of that run and shoot attack for St. Louis. A lot of trips right, trips left. Play calls can be basic at time, but the production has been rock solid going back decades. And this time DC up to the challenge. Latulis brought down by Bryce Thompson. And the shoestring stop creates 3rd down. A loss of 4 on the play. 5 minutes in.
That was an unbelievable effort by Bryce Thompson. The nickelback came blitzing off the edge. Watch the spin move on the left side of your screen. Put the tackle in a spin cycle there. Richard Garage trying to get a block on him. It's tough when you're 6'5", 300. You got a 200-pound athlete spinning on you.
3rd down and 7. Tulis off the screen, and the pass is high. The pressure was hot and heavy. Curtis Jacobs with the early penetration.
Look, this is who Blake Williams is, the defensive coordinator for DC. The son of Greg Williams, longtime NFL defensive coordinator. He is always going to be aggressive, wants to play man coverage, wants to blitz you. And especially for a young quarterback making his first start, I expect a lot more pressure from Blake Williams. You see it paid off there.
Tucker McCann on the field, 7 of 8 in the field goal department. This attempt from 51, well within his range. Connected from 58 against DC back in week 1 of the Dome. And plenty of distance. And St. Louis strikes first. Tucker McCann from way downtown. Former Mizzou kicker, and now for DC, Jordan Tamu. UFL championship game MVP a year. The UFL is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling home and auto easy. Quick drive past the Jefferson Memorial, steps away from Audi Field here in our nation's capital on a spectacular summer-like afternoon. And a good start for the visitors from St. Louis. Opening drive down the field, a 51-yard field goal off the right foot of Tucker McCann moments ago. A pair of teams are both 2-1. Week 4 of this young UFL season. I don't think you could dial it up any better. Chamber of Commerce type Saturday. Beautiful. Sidewinder from the 4. Raylan Sanders. Jitterbugs the 27. Well, Jordan Tamu, you go back to his season a year ago, 17 touchdown passes thrown, but that UFL championship was on point in the beatdown of Bryce Perkins and the Michigan Panthers. They won it. He was the MVP for those 4 quarters.
Yeah, the staple of his game in this offense has always been the deep passing attack, which we haven't really seen so far this year. They've leaned on the run game, and it's been really good. But eventually, that accuracy downfield, the speed they have on the outside is going to pay off. They will test this St. Louis team as much as they can.
Deion Jackson leads the UFL in rush yards. Had a 60-yard burst last week for a touchdown. Tamu's going to get crunched crossing the 30. Now, he's a work in progress in 2026 because the numbers last year impressive. This year through the air, Jordan, what are you seeing because it hasn't been there?
Yeah, they haven't needed to, and so the limited times that he has pushed it downfield, he's forcing it. He wants to make those plays. He's used to making those plays, so he's forcing the ball downfield when he doesn't need to. That's why he's thrown 4 interceptions already, as many as last year in totality. He's just got to let the game come to him. Those opportunities will present themselves.
Opening drive for DC. Swing to Jackson. Tries to get to the edge. Cannot. Jordan Williams had a pick 6 a week ago and a TFL here. So we take a look at our impact players on this side of the ball for DC.
Yeah, you mentioned Deion Jackson leading the UFL in rush yards, rush touchdowns. He's averaging 6.8 yards per rush, which is insane. And Braylon Sanders, former teammate of Jordan Tamu at Ole Miss, he's a great deep threat. Haven't gotten him going this year. I expect him to have a big day today. And on the other side, this is the best defensive front in all of UFL with Pita Damopenu, the defensive player of the year last year, and Taylor Stallworth, who's been unblockable through the first 3 weeks of the season.
Damopenu is a second waiting to happen. Cornell Powell out of Clemson, dancing out of bounds after a gain of 13, and the drive begins now for DC. And OC Fred Cox.
46 same.
He was mad at himself after that week 1 game in St. Louis. The offense managing just 10 points, and he said, I got to be better in this game today, guys.
Yeah, it took a lot of ownership because St. Louis completely changed things up week 1. And I'll get into that in just a second.
Delayed handoff. Jackson stumped. Maybe lost half a yard.
So normally this defense is a team that loves to sit with 2 high safeties and play zone coverage. Week 1, it was all 1 high main blitz and cover 0 blitz. They brought a lot of pressure at Jordan Tamu, caught this offense off guard.
Halo, Tallahassee Peel.
And that led to 7 sacks week 1. That was the story. They made Jordan Tamu uncomfortable. They hit him over and over again. So I expect the game plan to be different for both sides now in this rematch.
QT in motion. He'll fake it his direction. Hey, Tom, what's it like when you get sacked 7 times in a game?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The first thing that tends to happen, and Jordan will tell you this, is that every snap thereafter, your eyes come down. And you're not seeing the field. Your feet are antsy, and you're struggling. And so I think getting out of that funk the last 2 weeks for Jordan with a big 3rd and long coming up right here, he'll get himself back into the rhythm. The key is that DC can run the football.
First big play now for the defenders on offense, 3rd and 10.
Hey, easy. Hey, run. All right, time.
Play clock winding down and a timeout called by Tamu.
They're playing 4, look like.
It's good. It's perfect if it's cover 4.
So they're going to stay in there?
No. It's good. If they playing quarters, perfect. That's what we want. So if it's 1, if you playing quarters, all you're going to do is try to bracket number 1. So the play is perfect versus quarters.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. And it's no, you good. You good, coach. You good.
Outside, yeah.
And you're still good. You know what I'm saying? And if they play cover 2, and if you see that safety kick off and the guy bite down on it, just come back to the field. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So you're good.
Go around from here.
Hey, just line up in it.
Same play?
Yeah. Lion Z shake.
Jordan, in layman's terms, what are we hearing there?
Yeah. That's what I was telling. That's what I was telling.
You heard Shannon Harris mention there, we wanted cover 4. That's great. To the field or to the top of your screen, they're playing cover 4, which means that corner and safety are both responsible for a quarter of the field deep. They're playing off.
Here you go.
So it's interesting to see if they try to take a shot over the top. Oh, now they changed up the coverage. Now it's going to be some form of one high man or cover 3. Looks like man at the top of the screen.
Play action on 3rd and long. Pocket collapses. Tamu releases. Pass is caught. Braylon Sanders has a first down. So the timeout was executed beautifully at a gain of 17 on 3rd and long.
Yeah, so they changed things up. Now this guy's got deep third, so you just got an out route here on free access to his old teammate from Ole Miss. It's a great read because you heard one thing on the sideline. You're thinking one thing when you stand over the ball. Defense changes, but you don't miss a beat. You find the easy free access throw. It's a great job by Tom.
Love having 2 quarterbacks on one broadcast, plus the linebacker perspective from our good friend Sam Acho as well.
We got it covered.
We got it completely covered. Defense for the Battlehawks has this first down run completely covered. Abram Smith bottled up. He'll lose 2. Travis Feeney was there ready and waiting.
Yeah, this front across the board is just so talented. Travis Feeney, they're getting inside the tackle, blowing this one up. But they're good on the inside, too. Stallworth and Carlos Davis, 2 guys that have played a ton of football, really sat on the inside. DC mentioned they want to get more quick game, get the ball out of JT's hands a little quicker early in this game.
Empty backfield, Tamu releasing, wide open is Powell, second grab, bullies his way out of bounds to the 35. So DC on the move and a gain of 7.
And there it is, quick game, right? If they're going to play off, take that all day.
Alert 72, double 1 under. 52 Hyatt, alert 72, double 1 under.
Corey Chambliss playing chess so far, trying to keep this DC offense out of the end zone to start. Defenders have converted twice on 3rd and long so far. He's 6 yards here. Can't punt it past midfield. Tamu escapes. Jordan Tamu still on his feet. Dragged down from behind to the 15. And the mobility for the dual threat quarterback. Give him 22.
Well, this is so good because he's going to be hot off this linebacker blitzing right here. He sees it. He knows he's hot. Nowhere to go with the ball, but just makes a great move to get north and south there and pick up some yards on what should have been a blown-up play for St. Louis.
Bentley missed that initial tackle. Abram Smith over the right side. Lowers the shoulder. And gets trucked in the process after a short gain.
Well, if you watch, he's going to see the blitz, and he's going to look to his right, which is where his quick route is, but there's too much traffic over there, so he he decides to take it himself.
You know, Jordan, the thing about that, too, many people may not realize, that's part of the read progression. If you have more than you can block, and you're in 0 or cover 1, the quarterback's progression is going to tell him to run at some point.
After a gain of 1, the 11th play of the drive. Tamu surveys, floats one end zone, has a man, and it's hauled in the back corner. QT holds in the touchdown strike, and DC on its first possession reaches the end zone. Latest college ball, Texas Tech. That's one way to do it for the 29-year-old Kiki QT.
Some confusion in the secondary there for St. Louis. Great ball by Tamu.
Whatever rush Tamu has showed us through the first 3 weeks of this regular season. He has shaken it off to start week 4 today. A perfect 5 of 5 on that drive, Jordan, and the 22-yard scamper on 3rd and 6.
Boy, it's interesting because it looks like a couple guys are maybe playing zone, but watch this defender come in here with Braylon Sanders. Then there's going to be nobody left out here. The safety's going to try to recover, picking up that corner route, but no one helping on the outside. The underneath guy looks like he's playing zone. The outside corner that drove up looked like he was playing man. Either way, some confusion. But Kiki Kute found the corner of the end zone, and a great ball by Thomas.
Shannon Harris loved it.
Boom! Left hand.
Simple but efficient. DC with the lead. The UFL will continue after these.
All right, back here on the sideline with Jordan Ta'amu. Here's the play concept. We're going to be in the flat there. We're going to run a little option here, and then the corner right there. Walk us through the read progression there, Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, I seen too high. I knew they were playing some type of 4 or 2 down in the red zone. So my eyes kind of just went to the corner, saw that corner bite down on that snag route, like we like to call it. And then I had to just make sure that safety stayed inside of him and, you know, put a good ball right there in that corner in the pylon, just only where he can get it. And so the safety won't undercut it at all. Had to get some nice touch on the ball. And then my backside is there too.
Great stuff, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Very crispy start for the former Ole Miss signal caller. We talked to Jordan this week. One of the questions was, A, how much fun are you having this go around again in the spring season? B, how much longer do you want to go? And he said, I want to see how much football I can play when I'm past 30 years of age.
He's only 28.
It's a long time from that.
He's got some time, and honestly, he's been a mainstay in this league. Every year he's played in a spring league, he's been the first or second best quarterback in the league. So he's got a bunch of good football ahead of him. And again, what I love about that first drive, he just took what was there. Took some short things, converted on 3rd down with his legs, and then in a bust in the end zone, found the right guy.
Isn't that what the best ones do, right? And to me, it's counterintuitive because you want to go for it all. You want to score the touchdowns and have the pretty bombs. But if you just take what the defense gives you, a lot of times that's winning ball.
No doubt. It's the hardest thing to do, though.
Check downs, get first downs.
Yeah, hardest thing to do is be patient and play boring football. The best are able to do it.
Kylan James in the backfield gets his first touch to the perimeter. And high steps out of bounds. Crossing the 30. Well, Harrison Frost, the journey extensive. First at Mercer, then D2 West Georgia. Single season passing record set there. Then in the XFL, the Great Northwest, before the CFL running the run and shoot. Now with the Battlehawks. In between all of that, Jordan.
Right there, he retired. He was done with football. Went and started coaching at Virginia as a GA. And then because of a coordinator connection, got an opportunity at CFL, and now his dreams are back alive.
Story of the spring season. Deep ball and incomplete. Batted down. Bryce Thompson in coverage. Native of Irmo, South Carolina, went to Tennessee. Pearson was open for a split second.
I was on the field before the game, guys, with Bryce Thompson. He said, hey, man, I'm about to put on a show. We've seen a PBU. We saw a TFL, so number 1 in red. So far, is putting on a show.
This is a really good secondary. Bryce Thompson's exceptional. Conley's a former first-rounder. DeAndre Baker, who is out on the field now, not even starting, also a former first-rounder that was all UFL last year.
3rd down and 5. Here comes the heat. Frost escapes. Pass incomplete. And it could have been intercepted. Big Taylor, blanket coverage on Shakur Pearson. And the ball ricocheted away quickly to bring us to 4th down.
Yeah, just some confusion with Shakur Pearson. I think he was on an option route, which means he can push up, sit there, break right, break left. Didn't do any of it. And Frost hit him in the back.
QT back deep to receive this punt. Ryan Sanborn. There's a bit of a breeze blowing here. The southwest waterfront in Washington, D.C. The defenders forcing that 3 and out. That front 7 and the secondary on display. QT retreats all the way back to his 9-yard line. Really went down to one knee to retrieve it and chopped down to the 20. Well, what a day we've got for you here on ABC. The first round of the NBA playoffs start today. Don't miss the Rockets taking on LeBron and the Lakers. That's tonight here on ABC. Ernie, Kenny, Charles, and Shaq will tip off our coverage. 8 o'clock Eastern, wrap up the night post game on Inside the NBA. Lakers need to get Luka back, but they've got LeBron. Another run, we shall see.
I mean, could you script it any better, right? LeBron in the twilight of his career, injuries galore. He's going to have to put the team on his back with his son playing next to him at times. You never know.
You never know. I like that. Fast start for Jordan Ta'amu. Three-year starter in Oxford in the SEC. Third-round draft pick of the Panthers. He played with the Battlehawks back in 2020. Into Jackson, there's a burst and a first down. Spun down to the 35, a gain of 15.
Well, there's the run game getting going, but the last drive was all Jordan Ta'amu. Taking what the defense gave him early. Converted 2 third longs, one of them right here with his legs, a third medium, and then the touchdown pass to the corner of the end zone was right on the money. That's as good of a drive from Ta'amu as we've seen from him this year so far.
Now, keep in mind, he hasn't gotten off to the best start, but DC has put up 44-plus points in its last 2 games, both wins after that Week 1 setback at St. Louis, and he just threw his first incompletion there.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
A minute to go in a fast-moving first quarter.
Ready, go.
Pivotal game in the UFL, week number 4. Both teams at 2-1. Wide open, sat down in the middle of the zone. Racing for the first down is QT. So a gain of 13.
QT's a guy that they really want to get going in the slot. Remember, last year they had Jaden Mickens, who's one of the better slot receivers in the UFL, no longer with DC. Chris Rowland, another guy that was all UFL, no longer with DC. So that slot position, they've been waiting for a guy to emerge, and QT having a big game so far.
Second grab, his first one went back corner of the end zone. Deion Jackson, the line of scrimmage. And that's it, what should be the final play of our first quarter. Now, week 4 underway in the UFL. 2 of the teams that expect to contend for the championship. In a 4-point contest to start. 7-3, DC with the advantage. Emotions running high in this rivalry in the United Football League. Shannon Harris will talk things over with his quarterback. And we are rip-roaring ready to go on a summer-like afternoon in our nation's capital, 15 minutes in.
No limit, no limit, no limit.
And it's in 7-3. Our score, Jordan Rogers, Roy Philpott, now Ricky Prohl, head coach of the Battlehawks, year number 1, kind enough to be mic'd up for us. Coach, first things first, the sunscreen, is everything in place today? Just making sure you're safe down there with this sun blaring down on top of us.
We're safe. I got a 50 on. So that should be good.
50 is great.
Coach, what do you want to see your offense get to get Harrison back in rhythm? Obviously close on a couple deep shots, but what do you want to see AJ get to get Frost a little more comfortable when you guys get the ball back?
Just some shorter, high percentage passes, just like you said. Get him into a rhythm, get some completions, and then get something going offensively. Sustain some drives.
Defensively, Jordan Ta'amu's gotten off to a crispy start. It looks like he's been in rhythm. How do you try to disrupt that to start the second quarter?
Well, he has. He's made some good plays, but we've 2 third and longs they've converted. We got to get off the field.
You feel like your team's handling the emotions of this rivalry so far pretty well. Obviously, that's something you talk to us about. Talk to your team about coming into this one.
I do. We're a pretty resilient team. You know, we can sometimes go through some valleys and not play so well, and then also we start rallying. We put a couple big plays together, and then we start feeding off that energy, and that's what I'm looking for here real soon, though.
Coach, appreciate you. Best of luck rest of the way.
Thank you.
Ricky Prohl, year number 1 as the head coach. Of course, incredibly talented wide receiver in the NFL and at Wake Forest. Won a couple of world championships, including that greatest show on turf team with the St. Louis Rams in 2000. Second down and 9 to start our second quarter. Ta'amu escapes and heaves it out of bounds. It'll be 3rd and long.
Another unbelievable effort from Ta'amu because Peter Tamopenu came off the edge. But here's Ricky Prohl. We just talked to Ricky about getting this offense going. He's used to really good offenses. Greatest show on turf. A legend with the Rams.
Keep in mind, guys, if they get this and don't convert, they're going to cross the 50, are going to have to go for it on 4th down.
Interesting dynamic here. Don't you want to throw it? You either complete a pass or it's incomplete. You can then punt it.
Correct.
Not that you would run it on 3rd and 9 anyways.
Right. Something to think about from a strategy standpoint.
Ready, to go.
Empty backfield. Tamu, pocket collapsing. Tamu escapes again, gets crunched behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose a yard. It'll be 4th and 10.
Well, Peter Tamabenu working on right tackle Michael Tarquin. He beat him with the speed rush last time. This time, gets there, works back towards the pocket, and pressures Jordan Ta'amu once again. Pita has not had a sack since week 1. He had 2.5 in the first half against DC, but man, he has been so close the last few weeks. And there, once again, put pressure on Jordan.
He played his college ball at Utah and was the UFL Defensive Player of the Year a season ago. Sean Fresh back deep to receive. Paxton Brooks, DC punter. First time we've seen him today. Fresh lets it bounce into the end zone. Touchback coming for the Battlehawks. Don't forget, first round coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs continues tonight over on ESPN. Game 1, Flyers Penguins, comes your way at 8 Eastern. Is there better music, a better theme in pro sports? You hear that music and you know what's coming. You take a look at the Game 1 start times. You got the Sabres back in the playoffs for the first time in like 40 years, it feels like, against the Bruins. That's going to be fun. Sunday, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN.
And the best trophy in all of sports, in my opinion. Fighting over that one.
Battlehawks get it back. Second quarter underway. Hakeem Butler, his first touch. Butler, a stiff arm. Hakeem Butler off to the races. Still in bounds, on the move. And Hakeem Butler goes the distance. When you think of touchdowns, you think of Hakeem.
It is unbelievable. Death, taxes, and when Hakeem Butler touches the ball, something good happens, and normally it's a touchdown right there. You're used to seeing the deep shots downfield, but they're playing off on him a lot, giving him the short stuff. So I love that A.J. Smith, just like Ricky Pearl said, let's get a short, quick, easy throw to our playmaker in space, and look what 88 does.
75 yards, and it didn't take long.
And that's what a young quarterback needs. Harrison Frost started this game 1 for 7, right? Struggling, not in rhythm, pushing the ball downfield, close, but not quite there. That one makes you feel good as a quarterback.
Hey, Sam Macho, he looked good on that play. You talked to him last week. You asked him the question, how you feeling? How do things look? And he said, I look great. He looked great on that one, didn't he?
He absolutely did. And I'm on the field right next to Hakeem Butler. We're going to watch the replay first. And Jordan, talk us through what you see, because I saw it here. It looked impossible.
And it's just a little tunnel screen. He's got 2 blockers, going to catch the ball. Right here, stiff arm is what made it. And then I'm not sure what happened there with the DB. Deontay Anderson kind of lost sight of him for a second. And there you see the speed, 6'5". He's a strider. It's just everybody knows where they want to go with the football, and still you can't stop it.
Hey, Tom, we didn't see him in week 1. He's a difference maker when he's on the field here in week 4, is he not?
Well, absolutely. And the thing is he's generally a running catch guy, meaning a vertical, go downfield guy, and he's not much of a route tree guy, but the underneath stuff, if you get it to him in space, and they caught DC with a pressure to that side, and it was the perfect call versus the wrong call on defense.
And so they said it's inevitable. Death, taxes, and Hakeem Butler scoring touchdowns. What do you think when you hear that?
That sounds good to me. That sounds good to me.
What'd you say on the first series? Something to the effect of, like, they don't watch you or they can't stop it. What was that mindset?
I mean, well, got to watch what I say, but they run the cover 2 to my side. I mean, they're a very confident, cocky team, but play me man-to-man if you really like that, you know? So they don't want to guard me. They don't want to guard me, so my boy's going to eat. My boy, Peasy. Amazing block.
Big boy, no little boy. You feel me?
Amazing block.
Just chill there.
Come on. Without him, it ain't no me. Thank you.
I love it.
That was 5'7", talking to 6'5". Ja'Cour Pearson chiming in. Deliver the block, though. You love that.
Normally, it's not the 5'7", 180-pound guy that's lead blocking for the 6'5", 240-pound guy, but man, when he got hard, it works.
First 7 pass plays generated just 9 yards. One play went 75, and here comes the block from Peasy.
And exactly what Tom mentioned, they blitzed from that side. so they're already down one guy. So as soon as Butler stiff arms that player, there's nobody left. And look at Pearson looking for more blocks downfield. Got 1 or 2 there. You love the effort.
Penalty on the kickoff. The slow roller fielded at the 10. Cornell Powell will stop and go after the grab. Rumbles into plus territory. Gain of 15 for number 14 from Clemson.
And look at that. It gives you an idea of just how much he makes up ground. 22.3 miles per hour there from Hakeem Butler. Second fastest, or tied for the fastest wide receiver in the UFL this week. And just to put that in reference, there was only 4 or 5 guys in all of college football last year that had a faster time than that. So that is flying.
That was according to Sportable. Powell in the out pattern, incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
And it's interesting. He's 6'5", 6'6", and he's running that fast. That's what makes him hard to guard. He can go downfield. People think it's a deep threat, but he catches a tunnel screen and runs 75 yards to the end zone.
Look good in doing it too, Sam.
I saw him on the field before the game. He had his shirt off. He's intimidating. He's confident. But then the thing is, he backs it up on the football field. That's why DBs have a hard time covering him.
From the 45, 2nd and 10. Tamu, bit of time. Cornell Powell underneath and upended at the 39. Gain of 7. A.J. Thomas brought him down to the turf.
Hold on. Get inside.
What you got in the front? Hey, let's hit him with a train Tony. Train Tony.
Spread right, stack. Spread right, spread left, stack. 72 slants. Alert squirrels.
Alert squirrel.
Spread left,
double.
stack.
Double.
Jam 3-2. Jam 29.
Wendy.
Yeah.
Ready. To go.
Moving up front on the right side of that defensive line. 3rd down and short, and Powell dropped it. A lot of traffic. In coverage was Miles Sims, and now decision time for Shannon Harris in DC on 4th and 3.
Great ball there. Cornell Powell, usually so sure-handed.
Yeah, I think so too.
Doesn't come down with that. They're going to have to settle
pump
for
him
the
up.
field
Keep
goal.
him pumped up.
Matt McCrane, a.k.a. Thunderfoot, was banging him home from 63 in this direction during pregame warm-ups. And this attempt from 56 yards. 7 of 8 on the season. And, of course, has the 2 4-point makes from 60 yards or beyond. New rule this year in the United Football League. From the right hash, and McCrane from 56 connects. And DC back in front. 10-9 our score, 11:01 remaining here in our first half in the district. And the UFL will continue after these messages.
Just to show you how simple we are, this is our base formation. In fact, we don't even have a name for that. When we come out of the huddle, if I don't say anything, that's how they line up. And the only other thing that we do is call trips right and trips left. So that being trips right.
When you think back to the masterminds of the run-and-shoot offense, Miles Davis, June Jones, who was diagramming there for Bob Davie back in the day, and A.J. Smith, play caller for the Battlehawks, he subscribes to the run-and-shoot. It's trips right, trips left. There's a lot of deep pass patterns that we will see on display. Latulis brings it back from his own 6. 6 sacks across the 25 and is brought down there, but we don't see a lot of the run and shoot in present-day football. Harrison Cross played in the CFL up north and is quite comfortable running the offense here in the UFL this spring.
And his experience is important because although there's simplicity on the surface in the formations, in the concept, everything changes post-snap. All these routes have the ability to adjust on the fly. So you have to see the same thing that your receiver sees as a quarterback to make sure you're on the same page.
And if you don't, then you get the pick sixes like what we saw last week. And Jarvion Howard, full head of steam.
You know, it's like that scene in Remember the Titans where Denzel Washington's getting on the bus. He goes, small playbook. Yeah, we run 6 plays. Split B. It's like Novocaine. Just give it time. Always works.
Hum the trio left.
It's a different way to do it with the run and shoot. Quick pitch and
Hum
catch.
the trio left. 61 Houston Scissors. 61. Pro number there, Keith. Pro number.
And the dynamic between Smith, the play caller, and Prohl from the West Coast days with his offensive background is interesting on the sidelines. And those two at times can have differing opinions, but that happens in the sport. we know in long-call football. Blake Jackson on the post corner. The penalty flag back down near the 23, and this could be coming back for holding.
Number 71, yeah. Previous spot, second down. 71 hold.
Holding, number 71, offense, 10-yard penalty, still second down.
You heard A.J. Smith say scissors, right? That means a post and a corner crossing each other here. So you had Hakeem Butler on a post to the left side, and you had Jackson there on a corner route. You see them crossing, both deep options, and a great read there by Frost, just negated by the penalty.
Yeah, Jordan, that just kills you because it's not only a great read, it looked like it was the most comfortable he's been. He was accurate, and now you take away what we've been talking about, those confidence throws, and you go backwards.
2nd and 18 after the infraction on Corey Stewart. Played his college ball at Purdue. Reserve left tackle. Here comes the heat. Cross seems it incomplete. Came in low to Gary Jennings Jr.
We're pretty deep here. Okay, here we go.
Be smart.
Make sure we're taking care of the ball. Okay, hum the trips left. 52 Island X9. 52 Island X9. Gotta go. Blake, go.
Island is an ISO route for Hakeem Butler at the bottom of your screen. Actually, it will be at the top of your screen, actually, and there'll be a 9 or a go route by Hakeem.
Cross, a little bit of time, he'll buy some more. Retreating, floating, out of bounds. Still dangerous along that far sideline. Harrison Frost, a 2 for 10 start today in the passing department.
DC playing a lot of man coverage or cloud coverage on the outside, which means there's no space for the quick game. So a lot of these throws are being forced downfield, as you're seeing.
Because Bryce
and also here and there, I didn't like Island against cover 2. You know, the interception for a touchdown he threw last week was Island, that exact play. So maybe a little PTSD, thinking about what happened last week, not seeing it as well as AJ maybe wants him to.
That's the part maybe that the average fan doesn't understand from a quarterback's perspective. These guys, they're human beings. They've got a conscience, and something happens bad one week that can translate to the following week, Jordan.
You know, it's like your golf bag. You know, there's always one club that you love for no other reason than you just love it. So when you get a bad play and you throw an interception, the next time you hear that call in the game, that's what you're thinking about. So you're seeing right now a young quarterback making his first start in the UFL. That's maybe not seeing things exactly the way his offensive coordinator wants him to, and that's why you're seeing some of the struggles so far.
Yeah, Tom Luganville, Sam Ocho on the sideline with us. And keep in mind, for Harrison Frost, this is his first start since November of 2022. So it's been a while. Yeah. There's going to be a little bit of rust and some jitters, maybe that we've seen early in this one.
Yeah, really, the run game's got to help them out. That was kind of absent for St. Louis the first time they played DC. I think like 64 rush yards. They got to get a ground game going, so there's third mediums, third shorts, and now the quarterback can take a breath and go, okay, let's take something high percentage. Let's have the defense playing on their heels instead of the other way around.
And there is a level of comfort here with Harrison Frost. He was on the Seattle Sea Dragons in 2023, where June Jones was calling plays there in this run-and-shoot offense. Ja'Cour Pearson on the sideline before. He also said, hey, it's going to be more of that run-and-shoot type of offense. And so I understand it's 2 of 10 so far, but with some comfort with the pass protection, I expect this offense to explode.
Jordan, they are checking right now to see if the football touched Skycam in that last moment, and so that's something they're trying to figure out. From our perspective, here's what we saw just seconds ago.
It's first down, DC.
It's hard to see if it clips a wire there.
Hit the wire? Yeah, it hit the wire. Yeah, that's why it died like that. It hit the wire.
Now, Coach Harrison looked like that from our vantage point. We had a situation last week in Dallas where a penalty marker got caught in the actual Skycam apparatus, and that became kind of an entertaining moment. Different circumstance here with the pigskin grazing the wire. Tamu gets it back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Maybe a gain of a half yard on first.
Yeah, guys, like we like to do every week here on the UFLs, get with the backup quarterback, Mike DeLillo, in this sense, on the DC sideline. Have him walk us through not only what is the play call going to be, what's the quarterback's progression, what does he got to get from point A to point B to point C? So what do we have on the call here, Mike?
Yeah, so we got a bunch set over here, trying to see how they play the bunch. We're going to have some motion to kind of indicate what's going on. It's man or zone. Just a true under concept. So we're going to have a 6-step out at the top of the screen and work the drive to the basics. So right now, we're working the 6-step. If it's there, rip it. So we're just working a true progression right to left on that.
How critical has it been for Jordan's legs today? Because things haven't been perfect up front, right? As you get the call, you know, those are the types of plays that got to avoid negative plays, right?
Yeah, 100%. I don't think the Battlehawks are really ready to spy him in that sort of way. So anytime he can make a play with his legs, it's going to be big. All right, so we're going to have some extra protection on this play. Back's going to chip for us. So we have some time. And it's just going to be a curl flat concept. So CP, Cornell Powell is going to be over the ball, and then we're just working which side squeezes.
Ready? Go.
Attaboy. There you go.
You called it. Cornell Powell right there across the middle of the field. So far, you got the progression right, Mike. All right, let's listen in for another call.
Thunder. Alert 29.
Going tempo right now.
Playboy. Now just go with the Thunder. Go with it.
All it is. Trying to catch himself in right now.
Tell me stop.
Got a pretty heavy box here, Mike.
Yeah, it looks like the corner cat's bringing some, so he's probably going to check in some quick game or inside zone stuff. Looks like he's going inside zone.
Good check by Jordan here.
Yeah. It was a seed by Jordan as well, gentlemen. That was an impressive toss as Jackson gets back to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 8's not bad.
Offensively for you guys, when you get in this area of the field, is it an automatic 4-down territory, or with the kicking game you have, what's the thought process?
Yeah, Matt McCrane's been on fire, so having him's going to be a blessing. So depending on where we are, looks like we're going to do another outside zone play, which has been good for us. Deion Jackson's been a great running back for us, so just going to get him on the edge and see what happens.
Coach Kais upstairs talking about bringing it from the boundary, not the field. He's talking about edge pressure, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ready to go.
Jackson will switch sides.
Good cut.
Towards the field and get what it can, 3rd and long.
Yeah, the Battlehawks have been doing a good job all year, keeping teams to 3rd and long. So as you see today, we've been a lot in 3rd and longs, but we've converted. So just got to keep that trend going.
Spread right, tight, yellow, rocket, yellow, rocket.
And it's a true drop back right here. It's just pretty much, it's like a sticks concept for us. So everyone's going to get to the sticks, work back down, just working inside out.
Okay, so slot to the outside.
Yes, sir. Based on, and we're going to do it out of a stack here, which is going to be good. They're going to explode out, just working slot to the outside guy. Whichever side he likes the best.
Sticks are 9 yards away. Tamu with time. Saves it.
Here we go.
Corral. That'll move the chains to Sanders.
Here we go. Bunch left. Bunch left. So. Bunch left. So. Philly yellow stay. T under. Philly yellow stay.
That first play of the drive. That bunch set with the motion.
Right.
I'm going to work the 6-step to the right.
Be slow on your return.
And just working the drive basic to the back.
CP.
So if he likes the 6-step, if he gets pressed, he's going to convert it to a vertical. If not, he's just working the drive to the basic. True right to left read.
Ready to go.
Have that out down here if he wants.
Off 6-step should be money.
Maybe he does. Pump fake. Powell. Wow. The penalty marker down.
How about CP?
That wasn't according to the progression, but it worked great.
2 flags in the backfield as well, gentlemen.
The passer. Just putting everything
Steve
on.
Litton applying the pressure for the Battlehawks there.
I think you're going to get an extra penalty here.
And we had a complete
driving the quarterback into the ground
from there.
But it's going to be
Which one do we want? DH is going to give us right about, going to be about the same, 13, 15. We're going to get past the 15, right?
Play is the first down.
Yeah, and we're going to tack on the 5 for the D hold because it's going to put us inside the 15, right?
No, we're not tacking. It's not a run.
We had a pass.
Oh, it's a pass. Okay, so we go roughing the passer, 44. Yeah, 15. For half the distance to the 14. Here we go. Right, Peter? 29.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both on the defense. Holding number 29. That penalty is declined. Personal foul. Roughing the passer, number 44. Defense. That penalty is enforced half the distance to the goal. First down.
Take a look at HatCam and the perspective here with Pat Buchanan, our back judge today, helping us out.
It was a great job by Tamu not throwing that ball because he's expecting Ty Scott to run an out route. The DB drove on it. Scott adjusted his route downfield. If he would have thrown that ball, it probably would have been an interception.
Here we go. All right, go now.
All right, give us that again.
So we're doing a slant flat concept to the field here. With a stick. I'd work the at the boundary here to the back of the tight end.
Tamu with all afternoon to survey. Penalty flag flies in at the 2-yard line.
He was trying to get Mason Fairchild.
Holding on the defense.
DB had him wrapped up at the goal line.
D-hold, number 21. And half the distance there.
Taylor Hawkins.
Holding number 21, defense. That penalty is enforced half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Battlehawks a little handsy on this possession, benefiting DC.
All right, what do you think here, Mike? Wait, you guys getting close to the red area here. What's Coach Keiss like to dial up?
We're bringing in our heavy package here. So extra O-linemen, get our big guys on the field, no receivers, all tight ends and extra O-linemen. So
right, 29 lead.
Just going to pound the rock right here.
29 outside zone, right?
Exactly.
Here we go.
Jahari Branch, the right guard, is actually going to be
that side. He's already
a fullback here on the outside zone.
A little extra beef. Abram Smith quickly lassoed down just inside the 5. Travis Feeney was there.
I love this. You see the right guard bumps into the backfield. 56 becomes a lead blocker there. Unfortunately, they don't seal the edge on the left side.
Heavy right. Zach. Heavy right. Zach. Lasso Hyatt. Lasso Hyatt.
So you're sticking with the jumbo package here, but you're bringing one guy out, bringing a receiver back in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So if we can get it off here, we're going to call a timeout. See if he's... I'll wait and see what he says.
9th play of the drive upcoming. A timeout called by DC.
Lasso would have been a play action for them, so they'd have faked the run and get JT out on the
I like it. No, stay with it. Stay with it. I like the 12.
See if they stick with it.
Shannon Harris going to talk things over with his quarterback, Jordan Tamu.
Let's go with the why not first. How you going to go why not? Why not?
Oh, I like that better.
Yep.
You want me in because technically Mason's in right now. He told me he would put
So they are going to change the play.
So we're going to be Texas right.
So we're not expecting anything.
Texas right, 72 square, why not? Tell them be patient. Tell them be patient.
72 square, why not? Walk us through it.
Yeah, why not? So what it's going to be is we got this vertical out concept to the field, and we got a double move by our tight end. So if we get one-on-one, we're going to work the nod side to the tight end. If not, if we like our quick game, we're just going to shoot it out to one of the flat guys over here, either Kiki or CP.
So a nod route by the tight end would be faking the hitch and then getting to the back end line.
If he likes one of these matchups over here with Kiki on the out route, it looks like 14 is going to be blitzing because they're stacked here. They like to show that in the red zone.
Keep an eye on 88 Briley Moore as well. Jackson in the backfield, 2nd and goal. Looking at Moore, that direction, and out of the sky for a moment, and then thwarted away at the last second by Hawkins.
Boy, there was nowhere to throw that football. That's that stick nod to Briley Moore. Taylor Hawkins in coverage. And that's one that maybe Mike Pereira is going to look at. As you see initially,
did he have possession there for a split second?
It's kind of looks like he did with that left hand.
Y'all got too much offensive protection. That's a dominant play by the free safety. He got the ball out. He held his ground on the nod route. That was outstanding by Taylor Hawkins.
It was,
but he took a couple of steps.
He did, but one of the hands involved in what appeared to be a catch was actually Hawkins.
Yes.
On the back side of the hand, no less. 3rd and goal. Tamu again to the end zone. This time, it's caught by Ty Scott. His 3rd year with the defenders and his first touchdown of the season. Out of Missouri State, a South Carolina native. And the defenders extend their lead now 16-9. They'll go for the 1-point conversion. 3:06 remaining in our first half. Matt McCrane. 33-yard effort. And the 1-point conversion is true.
Watch watch the veteran Jordan Ta'amu working through his reads. He's going to start on the left side. His first 2 reads are out to the left. He's going to come back to Ty Scott, his 3rd read. You just got to worry about the underneath linebacker holds him enough and puts the ball right on the money. Great job by Scott working through some contact in the line of scrimmage there.
How about the 3rd down passing of Jordan to keep kids in the game?
And I tell you what, I've worked that Manny Passing Academy for 5 years down there in Thibodaux, Louisiana, Nichols State. A lot of fun, a lot of work. The Mannings do it as good as anybody.
Penalty marker on the kickoff as we check in again with our betting analyst, Tyler Fulgham.
Yeah, guys, I want to talk about the futures market in the UFL because we saw a pretty shocking result to kick off this week 4 with the Dallas team losing to Columbus. And coming into this week, Dallas was the favorite to win the UFL title. The Renegades plus 205. When these odds are reposted at DraftKings Sportsbook, they are going to fall. And look who's likely to take advantage. The Defenders sitting there at plus 220 entering this week. If this result holds and they knock off St. Louis, they'll be your betting favorite to win the UFL title.
Tyler, props to you as well, taking DC minus the points in the first half and this game, at least so far. The Battlehawks get it back. Joe Wallace brings down Jarvion Howard after a short gain of just a yard.
Yeah, the Battlehawks just really not able to get anything going between the tackles. It's putting a lot of pressure on Harrison Frost, again making his first career start, facing yet another 2nd and long. He's had a bunch of 3rd and longs. Run game's got to get going to help out this young quarterback.
Butler at the bottom of the screen has a reception for 75 yards and a touchdown already. Frost sensing pressure, buys some time underneath to Jackson. He'll get what he can. It'll be 3rd and long.
I mentioned how good this St. Louis defensive front is. DC might be the 2nd best defensive front in all of the UFL. Derek Roberson all over Harrison Frost there. Joe Wallace on the inside. One of the best all-UFL players year in and year out. And now they're going to go man coverage up in your face on 3rd down. Going to find a matchup.
Enormous play before the 2-minute warning. 3rd down and 7. Frost wants a deep ball to pass. Nobody home. Pearson was in the area code. Bryce Thompson right on top of him. It'll be 4th down.
That's just great coverage by Bryce Thompson. We've seen Blake Baker use Thompson all over the field. He's been blitzing off the nickel edge there in tight coverage downfield on Ja'Cour Pearson. DC defense is locking him up.
Chilly start for Harrison Frost. Just 2 completions before this possession. DC will get it back with an 8-point lead here in the district after this.
Here in the north end zone at Audi Field, the home of the Beer Snake. And guys, I've got Doug here with me, and I've got Evan here with me now. Understand, I feel like I'm part of the family. I was here for the very first Beer Snake construction in 2020. You guys have been here from the beginning. Why do you keep coming back?
Because this is the best atmosphere in football in D.C. Let's get this. We're going to go back to back, and we're not going to lose at home either. Let's get this.
Right now, the Beer Snake's at about 1/3. We're way up, so we got to work on a little bit. So I need a massive Beer Snake chug from you, Doug. There we go. So the founding members here, we got a couple of founding fathers right back there in the wigs, if you can see them. So we're going to get after it. I might come back up here a little later as the snake continues to grow. Let's see as high, if we can get it towards the top of the end zone. It's a great tradition here in the UFL. The fans love it. It's like a family in this north end zone. And don't kid yourself, guys. They've had an impact on this DC defense and offense every time they play here at Audi Field.
Tom Luganville, welcome home, by the way.
Thanks,
It's great to see you up there in that north end zone. And the Battlehawks
final charge timeout of the first half.
Looking for a defensive hold. Yeah, we got that during that last break, and now they're going to let it go.
Yeah, remember, you have the ability to challenge.
Do we want to reset the clock, Mike?
Here in the UFL? But it's got to be really clear and obvious.
I know, but I mean, outside of 2.
Add a penalty onto a play that didn't have one. And Mike
no more
Brewer didn't
timeouts,
see
St.
it,
Louis.
so
Here we go.
St. Louis will punt it away.
Trailing by 8, under 2 to go in the half. Just 1 timeout remaining for the Battlehawks They just lost it, and now DC with one left in our first 30 minutes. Bounce in from the 1. And DC will take over after the touchback. Don't miss your chance to be part of the game, closer to the action in the middle of all the fun, just like what we saw with Lubes. UFL tickets are on sale. Great seats available right now under $20. Visit UFL.com/tickets or scan the QR code to buy your tickets right now today.
I see a little water in a couple of those cups over there. Hey, once we're finished that beer, you got to throw it on top of the stack. You can't refill it with some water.
We got to stay hydrated. It's hot down there.
Beer has water.
True. How about the guy with the chainmail hat on? He's got to be hot, man.
Toasty. Here at Audi Field.
That can't be comfortable.
It's downright medieval. First and 10, defenders get it back. After the touchback from the 25. Strong start from Jordan Thomas. And a handoff, Abram Smith. A gain of 3 on first down. That'll be it. Beer Snake growing by the second.
The quick passing game has been so effective for DC. We haven't really seen them take that vertical shot downfield yet. But mind you, the closer St. Louis starts playing these receivers at the line of scrimmage and with one single high safety, they could take a shot here at some point.
On second down, Tamu escapes. Hammered down near the 30. Carlos Davis greeted him rudely that time. It'll be third down.
This is a huge third down for St. Louis. Remember, DC is going to get the ball to start the second half.
Empty. Let's go. Ace right, Zach.
And
Ace
Tamu on
right.
third down.
10, 11, 11, 11. 11. Ace right, Zach. Lion, Z-shake. Lion, Z-shake.
We had also that 22-yard scamper on third and 6.
Kill this. Take it all the way down.
Yeah, we got it. He's going to be good.
And he's making smart decisions. He's not forcing the football. He's using his legs when he's in trouble. Nearly perfect first half from Jordan Thomas.
Time winding down quickly here on third and 4. Tamu off the back foot, incomplete. Well, Powell just turned around. The pass sailed well over his helmet. And a 3-and-out force by the Battlehawks defense.
Well, there was that shot call that I was talking about. They're trying to go slant and go because they're expecting St. Louis to come out in zone. They came out in man. Tough to run a slant and go in man. There's just too much contact. You see Cornell Powell stopped his route. Jordan threw it downfield.
Just tell him.
So a great stop from St.
Good
Louis.
release on the heck. At that point, we'll just stay with the
time left. See if they can put together a drive, but no timeouts.
Paxton Brooks sends it high in the sky. Sean Fresh. A wiggle. Quick maneuver. Bolted down from behind after a punt of 49. And a return of 6. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, a great story we've got headed your way. All these players striving to reach the Super Bowl, not to just make it in the NFL, win a world championship, and make the most of it. You're going to hear from Plaxico Burress going back to that incredible game featuring David Tyree. Plaxico, the game-winning touchdown against the previously undefeated New England Patriots back in the day. We look forward to that. Count down the days to Super Bowl 61. February 14th, 302 days away. 2027 on ABC and ESPN. Empty backfield. Battlehawks. Cross delivers across the middle and incomplete. There comes a flag. There was contact with Sam Kidd on Ja'Cour Pearson.
Face mask. 26 with the face mask.
Give me the
with the face mask.
Guys, I'm tracking with you. So, defense, we have a completed pass.
Complete pass.
Incomplete.
Incomplete, number 20.
Okay, previous spot, face mask, number 26, defense.
Yep. Personal foul, face mask, number 26, defense. Pass interference, number 26.
I was going to say.
Defense. Both penalties are enforced. First at the spot of the foul for the DPI, and then 15 yards to be added by rule. It's first down, St. Louis.
That is massive. You see Kidd is early. He gets over the back. And they're also assessing a face mask on top of the...
So a spot foul with the pass interference, plus, according to that initial indicator, 15 on the face mask, and let's see where they spot it.
Yeah, you see he got in the face mask with Pearson. It was the contact initially that was pass interference, and then he grabbed the face mask. So they're going to add that onto the spot foul. And look at the field position change. I mean, St. Louis was backed up. In my mind, I'm thinking, hey, don't let your young quarterback make a mistake. Maybe just hand it off for a quick, easy throw. Instead, they take a shot downfield, and it pays off big time after the penalty.
Amounts to be a 45-yard infraction. Wow. That has St. Louis in business down by 8. And the football will be spotted at the plus 30.
Okay. DPI and the face mask is under further review.
Looking at this.
See the shot from behind. I want to see the shot from behind because I think the face mask is after the interference, not the act. He does make contact in the back and in the side, but he doesn't grab the face mask until after the ball is touched. So in order for this to be one that we can, penalize multiple, the actual act of interference has to be the face mask. And I think that occurs after. So therefore, because there's the actual mask grab there after the ball's been touched. So we're going to take the face mask off. Okay, we're going to decline the face mask is what we're going to do. Yeah. And we're
declining the face mask
taking the defensive pass
that it was after the DPI.
Correct.
And did not occur at the same time.
And let's get this at the right yardage of the. Make sure we have the right yardage.
DPI.
Yep. And we should be at the 40.
That's correct. So you're right about at the 47-yard line. Yes.
The timing of the two infractions is critical here, right? According to what you were just...
The whole thing, and it's an unusual rule, but the rule is that if the actual act of interference is a personal foul, doesn't have to be a face mask, could be a hit on a defenseless player, then you actually go ahead and force both. But since it occurred and you saw that shot from behind, the high end zone shot, you can see that the actual face mask pull was after the pass had hit the receiver, so therefore it can't enforce both.
Understood. That's almost counterintuitive in what I would have anticipated there, considering it occurs after the initial penalty, but it makes sense on the explanation as you take one more look.
Yeah, either way, it's still great field position. They get on this other side of the 50, and remember, they're in that range now. Get a couple more yards of a 4-point field goal, right? So you can get a better chunk here at the end of half if you pick up a few more yards.
Tucker McCann does have ample leg strength. Connected from 58 yards out in week 1 against DC for the Battlehawks. Pocket collapsing, man-to-man coverage, help over the top, and the pass incomplete. Looking for Blake Jackson.
Great coverage there underneath. On the back end there, looked like Gabe Taylor, I think, in trail coverage. Does a great job turning around, playing the ball, not playing the receiver. Nowhere to throw there for Frost, and now you got 13 seconds, no timeouts. This ball has got to be thrown quick, and they got to get out of bounds in hopes of picking up a few more yards for a field goal.
And a chance to pick up a 4-point field goal if it's from further back than 60. Dangerous toss here, quadruple coverage. Oh, did he catch it? Butler high in the sky.
I freaking love, and there's a second on the clock at least right now, but it's gonna unfortunately run out once they spot this. I don't think they're gonna have time. They won't have time to spike this. Watch the box out by Hakeem Butler playing basketball. 3 defenders in the area.
Oh, and on the snap after the grab, a penalty flag flies in. Derek Groverson with the body slam.
Q, I have 50.
That is massive.
I got 50.
Time would have ran out.
I got 50 DOF in the neutral zone at the snap. Number 50 in the neutral zone at the snap.
That is a costly mistake for DC.
50, yeah.
Because now they're going to get time to run their field goal. They're going to be able to bring their field goal kicker out if they want.
Offside, number 50, defense.
Wow.
5-yard penalty, first down. one untimed down will be played.
And the half cannot end on a defensive penalty. Roberson knows better.
And now you got time to get your field goal kickers out there, which you didn't before with 1 second on the clock. So if you just don't get a penalty there, there's nothing they can do. Half's over, and DC's going to get the ball instead. St. Louis has a chance here for a short field goal. Get some points on the
By the way, did we mention Hakeem Butler's catch?
Oh, my gosh. He legit just bodied and boxed out the defender like he was a center underneath the hoop waiting for a rebound.
Not just the defender, the entire defense is what it felt like down here.
There were 4 defenders in the same area as Hakeem Butler. He's got 2 grabs for 109 yards and a touchdown. I don't know that you'll find a more fascinating reception than that one just moments ago, and a chance for 3 points for the Battlehawks at the end of our first half here. 26-yard effort for Tucker McCann, and a lot to unpack as we try to catch our breath. Hey, the UFL spring football phenomenal, and it's because of plays and sequences like what we just witnessed.
Yeah, pretty unbelievable. We had the wacky penalty, and this is just running out of time. Let's throw it up to Hakeem Butler with a second or so left. Boxes out 3 guys, a 4th defender there in the area. And this is the key. There was 1 second on the clock, not enough time to clock it and run a play. Look at the catch one more time. Just unbelievable from the 6'5", 240-pound receiver. So like I mentioned, 1 second on the clock. And Derek Roberson ends up being offsides here. This is going to be a non-play. I don't even think they had time to get it off. And instead, they get an untimed down. They're able to run their field goal, walk their field goal team out there now for a chip shot to try to get 3 points and cut the lead here before half.
The only thing I'm surprised about here is that they're not going for the touchdown. Yeah, they're going to settle for 3. Battlehawks with some momentum on their side. Tucker McCann, 8 of 9 this year, make it 9 of 10. And a brand new game at the end of this second quarter, 17-12.
Unbelievable.
Tom Luginbill, Jordan Ta'amu down on the field. Tom.
Thank you there. Listen, Jordan, the first time you played these guys, you didn't really know what they were going to be, and you hadn't seen them, new defensive coordinator. How would you assess what you've seen so far today in terms of what you prepared for?
Yeah, exactly what they're giving me, exactly what we studied. A lot more blitzes. I'm assuming they're going to, come out with that more in the second half. But I'm just going to take what they give me, make my running backs, receivers go out there and make a play.
Good stuff. Thank you, man. Over to you, Sam.
So I'm here with Harrison Frost. You're like, hey, man, don't even ask me about the last drive, man. I was getting pummeled. But, man, Ja'Cour Pearson with the PI and obviously Hakeem Butler. What did you see on that last series?
Yeah, I didn't see much. Like I said, I was kind of throwing them off my back foot and then just trying to give those guys a chance, and hopefully, something good happens. So that's good.
What does it feel like, not only getting a start, but having momentum going into half?
Yeah, it's great. Got to finish it off and play 4 quarters.
And last week you talked about, man, Hakeem Butler's up there somewhere. You got him on a screen, got him on a deep ball. What's next in the second half?
I don't know. Hakeem makes crazy catches. That was incredible. Screen, touchdown. That's as easy as it gets. But, yeah, Hakeem's incredible. Hopefully we can get him the ball more in the second half.
Thanks, Harrison.
Thanks, man.
Sam, when in doubt, throw it to number 88. Good old Hakeem Butler. 2 grabs, 109 yards, and a touchdown. Halftime here in D.C. When we come back, Super Bowl. Back here in our nation's capital, look at the Washington Monument on a picture-perfect sunsplash Saturday afternoon in the district. And an exciting first 2 quarters in the books as we take a look at our game flow, brought to you by Progressive, and the touchdown scoring party got started early with Jordan Ta'amu.
Yeah, he's been surgical all day, playing at a high level. And for St. Louis, it's been all Hakeem Butler. The offense has been absent, minus a couple big plays from number 88. And then again, Jordan Ta'amu just doing what a veteran does, working through reads, finding Ty Scott over the middle of the field to take the lead.
First touchdown for Ty Scott this year. The Beer Snake off and running, growing by the second. And we check in right away with Tom Luginbill.
Well, listen, to piggyback what Jordan just said in relationship to D.C. and defensively, they've basically given up 2 plays to Hakeem Butler. But what they haven't done is they haven't tackled very well. They've got to keep the ball in front of them. In fact, that 75-yard touchdown run with Hakeem Butler, missed tackles by D.C. So keep the ball in front of you. And then offensively, somehow get in a run game situation where you have fewer 3rd and longs. Jordan Ta'amu's been fantastic on third and long, but you don't want to live in that world. That's the key to the second half for DC. Over to the other sideline for Sam in St. Louis.
And St. Louis defensively, the mindset was simple from defensive coordinator Corey Chambliss. Do your job. They talked about missed tackles, missed sacks, missed assignments. He said stop overthinking defensively. Offensively, the message was finding the soft spots in the zones. That's what A.J. Smith, offensive coordinator, emphasized. But what stood out to me the most is I was walking to the tunnel towards the locker room. Bryce Thompson on the defense and Harrison Frost on the offense. They were going to the tunnel. There was some trash talking taking place. And so this rivalry, you may not see the big hits just yet, but there's trash talking on the sideline, in the locker room, in the tunnel, and expect fireworks in the second half.
Sam, great point by you. You feel like the extracurriculars are coming as we take a look at our progressive first half stats. Jordan, what stands out?
Well, the third downs for DC. Jordan Ta'amu has been near perfect. They've converted both times they've been in the red zone. And really, this is a team that has been running the football the last couple weeks. And today, it's the passing attack that wasn't there week 1 against the St. Louis team.
That's interesting. Week 3, last weekend, we saw scoring was up in the UFL. Jordan Rogers, Roy Philpott. That's been the trend so far. This week, 16-10 in the first game between these two, 17-12 at halftime. So it's been a different story the second go-around with more big plays. And we've already seen that from Akeem Butler.
But we've mentioned the rivalry. Anything can happen in a rivalry. Emotions run high. And then St. Louis has always been a second-half team. Remember, DC jumped out 10-0 against them week 1, and then St. Louis ended up winning that 16-10 last week with Harrison Frost. 3 touchdowns, 21-point fourth-quarter comebacks. So this is a team that usually is better in the second half, and they're going to need that today.
Our sports betting analyst, Tyler Fulgham, joins us now. Tyler, second half coming up right now in DC. What do you like?
Yeah, I like what we saw in the first half. We got the cover with DC minus 2.5 in the first half. I took them covering the 5.5 in the game as well, so they need to maintain this lead, actually grow it by at least a point, and we're on track for our pregame bet for the over. That extra 3 points there at the end on the untimed down, those could be the difference between cashing a winning ticket on the over and us not getting to the 46 points we need.
Thanks to Akeem Butler. I'm not sure what Harrison Frost saw there at the end of the half. Sam Acho talked to him. I'm not sure that he saw anything, but it ended up being the right call to throw it up to number 88. Defenders will get the football to start our third quarter. An exciting first half in the books. Racing back across the 25. Defenders will take over right there with Jordan Ta'amu. Former third-round pick of the Carolina Panthers, 3-year starter for the Ole Miss Rebels in the SEC. And we mentioned the word crispy in the first half. That's how I would define and characterize what we saw from Jordan Ta'amu compared to his first 3 games this year, Jordan.
Yeah, no doubt. He looks like the Jordan Ta'amu that should have been, in my opinion, the MVP of the league last year. Ended up being the MVP of the championship game, taking home the hardware. But this is who he is. He's a veteran that's played a ton of football, and what he's done so well this first half in this game so far, taking the easy throws when they're there. When St. Louis plays off, take the easy stuff. The shots, the deep plays will come as you see St. Louis here playing at the line of scrimmage to start this second half.
Watch the physicality. Little movement up front. Battlehawks jumping across the line. A flag comes in after a gain of just 1.
What you got, Q?
What number? Coordinator Fred Kai's there.
56, yep. DOF.
Offside,
assistant
number
coach of the year
56.
last year on that
Defense,
championship run.
5-yard penalty, first down.
Fred was hard on himself after the week 1 loss.
Packer. 29
at the Dome.
Well, you know what he mentioned? He said, I stuck with the run game too long, right? It wasn't working. I stuck with it. We're going to see a run here. Packer is their power sweep play. Going to get a couple offensive linemen out in front. Run off tackle to the left.
It'll be Abram Smith. And probe it along the left side. Gain of 2 on 1st and 5. And let's see. Coach Chamblin wants to counter defensive play call.
3 jabs, spray at 28.
Battlehawks.
Stay at 11. Hey, 3 jabs, spray at 28.
The story of success for St. Louis week 1 was man coverage and pressure, which is not who Corey Chamblin usually is. Now they're going to drop into a zone here on second, but I expect to see some more pressure here in the second half.
Second down and short again. The offsides penalty cost him 5. Smith dives ahead. He'll gain 1 more. It'll be 3rd and 1. Opening possession of our third quarter.
12.
5-point game.
Hold on.
Troy Bunch right. Troy Bunch right. Tight. Lasso height. Lasso height.
You got to see the signal. The guy on the other side got 2 Shannon is call the personnel. Yeah. Hook 'em horns.
Got it.
Chase. Over chase.
Tamu under center on 3rd and short. Play action, Tamu. Run pass option, flings it. Smith, game 1 of game 3. Drive begins right there for DC.
Great job by Tamu. You're going to see him looking downfield initially for his tight end, but what that does is that slows the flat defenders down a little bit and lets Abrams sneak right out to the flat. Unguarded there for an easy conversion on 3rd.
So he continues to take what the defense is giving him. On the money down, Deion Jackson back on the field. Lead rusher of the UFL. Little motion now. Tamu across the middle. Zips and another completion. Ezukama still on his feet. And a gain of 27.
Right, threading the needle here on another in-breaking route to the left, right in that second window. Underneath defender Daniel Ison was in trail coverage, but did a really good job putting this one out in front. We've seen him thread the needle a couple times over the middle of the field. That is something that takes a lot of courage that time on the money.
From your perspective, I assume arm strength has never been an issue for Jordan Tamu.
He doesn't have like a rocket arm, but he's got really good arm strength. That's never been an issue for him.
First grab for Ezukama out of Texas Tech on 1st and 10. Powell bobbled it for a moment and swatted away at the last second by Ison. I mean, you look at his numbers compared to week 1 and a 6-point loss at the Dome to today. Night and day difference at the quarterback position and just the overall offensive approach.
Yeah, 10 points. They've scored 44 in each of the last 2 games. This offense has found their rhythm. But what I love is how Jordan's playing. But you notice on that last play, St. Louis brought an all-out blitz. They're going to start to try to affect Tamu the same way they did week 1 with so much success.
4 wide receivers set to swing it out to Jackson. Sandwiches. Gets shoved backwards between a couple of defenders. Short pickup.
Corey Chamblin, the defense coordinator for St. Louis, told us Jordan Ta'amu's like the Tom Brady of this league.
Let's go right here. Hey, let's go. Fresno Sticks, Florida. Fresno Sticks, Florida.
As you see him making a play ball there. Fresno 6 is a zone coverage, so they're not going to bring pressure here. But he said the reason he's like Tom Brady is he's seen so much football, so it's really tough to fool him, and he plays with a calm. So you got to disrupt that calm. They were able to do that week 1 with a lot of blitz. They tried a couple times so far. That's going to be a key to them winning this game in the second half.
And he was the MVP of the UFL championship game last year, like a Tom Brady. Wide open, tippy-toe Braylon Sanders inbounds, and a chain mover. Gain of 13.
Again, just soft zone coverage. Playing cover 4 to that side, so that corner is off with deep responsibility. Braylon Sanders, former teammate of Tamu at Ole Miss. Easy hookup and great toe tap. Only need 1 in the UFL this year, but got 2.
It's another completion on 3rd down, guys, and he has been lights out on the money down so far today.
Here we go.
And it's happening on 3rd and long. Tamu was sacked 7 times in week 1 against St. Louis on the road. Different story today.
And there you go, pressure. All right, that time Chamblin brought Levante Bentley, the linebacker, straight through the A-gap, forced Tamu out of that calm, right? Forced him out of that presence, out of the pocket where he is so effective.
That was a really smart play, though, Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
He saw that so quickly that he abandoned the read and went ahead and just got out of trouble and didn't make a bad play worse.
Approaching 10 minutes of play in our 3rd quarter, opening possession of the second half. 5-point lead for DC, trying to protect the home turf. Smith back in at running back.
All out blitz.
Here they come. They'll fling it back the other way, and Riley Moore stopped short of the 15, just a gain of 2, and St. Louis somehow snipped that one out.
Yeah, they brought everybody. That's cover 0, full out blitz. Normally the perfect play call, a little tight end delay to the backside, but who was that? A.J. Thomas staying home on the backside, did a great job.
And Moore remains down on the turf here, Jordan. They'll tend to that lower body, it looks like. So an injury timeout as we step aside here at Audi Field. 5-point lead for DC. number 9. Passing, all of those completions converting those third downs into first. And 5 of those coming on 3rd and 8 or longer. Can he do it again? Smith in the backfield. Here comes the blitz. Tamu going to be sent down. And retreating all the way back to the 27. Neville Clark got there and was shot out of a cannon. It's a loss of 8.
Once again, cover 0. Watch the pressure coming from the left side. That second level is going to get to Ta'amu before he's able to get that one out of his hands. That's a great job by Corey Chamberlain, defense coordinator for St. Louis, of dialing up pressure. 3rd and long, you're usually not thinking, let's bring an all-out blitz. You're usually thinking, let's keep everything in front of you.
Gets the job done. A 43-yard field goal coming from Matt McCrane out of Kansas State. And McCrane, plenty of leg. And the lead now at 8, 20-12. 8:46 to go in a fast-moving 3rd quarter, and advantage defenders trying to protect that home turf. Jordan Rogers, Roy Philpott, Sam Acho, Tom Luganville. This has been a fun start, and advantage DC and Jordan Tamu.
Yeah, no doubt. If it weren't for the end of that first half where St. Louis got a little momentum, they haven't been able to do much of anything. They got to find a way, Ricky Proehl and A.J. Smith do, of getting their young quarterback Harrison Frost in rhythm. He's got 4 completions, I think, a couple big plays, but no consistency on offense. They've struggled to run the football. Got to make some adjustments for St. Louis.
Tom, anything you want to see different from Harrison Frost to start this second half?
Well, number 1, I think he's got to get the ball out of his hands quickly. They got to maybe get some wide receiver screen game going, get him some confidence, stay out of 3rd and long, and win first down. I was talking to Blake Williams, the DC, for the defenders, and he said, listen, we've given up 2 plays the entire game. But one of those 2 plays, as I had mentioned coming out of halftime, we just got to tackle better. He goes, I'm tired of seeing arm tackles. We got to start driving through people or chop them down and wrap them. So we'll see if they can come up with some answers defensively if you're DC.
And Sam, we know Akeem Butler wants the football here. You got to think he's going to get a touch or 2.
Yeah, he has to, but whether it's him or Jacour Pearson, one of the inside receivers, even Blake Jackson had a lot of conversations on the inside. It has to spread. The ball has to be spread around. Akeem Butler is the main target, but if all the focus is on Butler, get the other guys the ball quickly.
His 2 receptions have accounted for 109 of St. Louis's 153 total yards. And remember, Harrison Frost, first at Mercer, then at D2 West Georgia. I asked him the question this week. I don't even know where West Georgia is, and I live in a neighboring state in South Carolina.
Carrollton.
Carrollton is right, Lewis. How about a little start, and start it back up again. Right up the gut, Latulis. And 2 flags are down back near the line of scrimmage. Holding call, going to negate this one. Could have been a gain of 22.
Boy, and that's what they needed.
63. We'll go 63. I write him out at the point of attack. Previous spot. Yep.
Holding number 63. Offense, 10-yard penalty.
Be on Sincere Hainsworth. The interior of that offensive line at left guard for St. Louis. You see him right there, 63. Just gets that left hand on the shoulder pad of Joe Wallace. That's why Kevon Latulis was able to get north and south there. But they got to find ways to get 25. Latulis, the football. He's one of the faster players on the football field. You saw the speed there. But also easy throws or screens out of the backfield to him for Frost would go a long way as well.
Instead of a gain of 22, it's 1st and 20. Shift the football back to the 11. Frost is going to be brought down in the end zone. Tripped up, and let's see where they spot it. Maxwell was able to get the tackle. His forward progress stopped outside of the goal line.
For safety.
And it is a safety. Devontae Maxwell out of Chattanooga, Valdosta, Georgia. And the 2 points awarded to DC.
Yeah, this is a young quarterback. This has got to know you cannot retreat. The ball's got to come out quickly when you're in the shadow of your own goalpost. You cannot escape deep when you're that far backed up. He knows it, but it's just that gut reaction with Maxwell coming straight up the gut. Great move on right guard Spencer Rowland there. A little spin from Maxwell. And nowhere to go with the football quickly there for Frost.
He knew the signal. Yep. Hands together, above the helmet. Give him 2. And the lead extends to 10. Derek Roberson was the injured defender. 5 yards deep in the end zone and hopped up quickly.
Immediately up front.
We had some rule changes this week, Jordan, as pertains to the overtime, and you can't have a game end on those consecutive defensive penalties or 2 penalties in the extra session. I've always maintained a safety should count for more than 2 points.
Really?
It is a big deal to get tackled in your own end zone. Yeah. Luke, how about give them 4? Why not?
Well, we got to, Matt. Talk through that play in terms of the one-on-one matchup and how you were able to create chaos.
Man, it's just we always try to win as many one-on-ones as we can. So I've been setting up all game. I've been rushing them, trying to get them to sit down. We went across to the outside spin. Got vertical and got to the quarterback.
So the initial move was what, and then the counter was what?
The initial move was a cross, so I wanted to kind of square them up, make them think I'm going inside. As soon as I get them to lean, spin back outside.
All right, thanks, man. Good job.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Dom, thank you.
And you heard what he said. He said, I've been setting him up all game. As a pass rusher, it's not just about one move. It's about the setup. You spend an entire half, maybe even 3 quarters, setting up one move to go to the next. So he set up the inside, and he made him feel inside, then he spun back outside. That's the art of the pass rush, the art of getting to the quarterback. It's a system stacked on top, one after the other, getting the mind of an offensive lineman.
Sam Acho painting the canvas for defense. Ty Scott on the ensuing kickoff. Remember, you get the football back on the safety after you get the 2 points. And Scott survives a couple of peanut punches. Tyler Neville. And that's a perfect segue into WrestleMania getting underway tonight in Vegas. Highlighted by WWE's biggest stars in 8 championship matches. Coverage begins ESPN 2 at 6 Eastern. You can see it all on the ESPN app when you sign up. The unlimited plan, I get the sense we know a couple of personalities that are out there right now getting set for what promises to be, Jordan, a very big evening in the desert.
No, it's going to be massive. How many espressos do you think Joe Tessitore is deep right now?
17.
It's got to be at least.
Given the number I've seen here in the broadcast booth, I assume that Joe Tess enjoys 1 or 2 on occasion. Defenders get it back. Deion Jackson to the line of scrimmage. Neil Farrell. No gain on the play. I can't do the espresso. For me, it's too much caffeine and too little of a shot. It's just, it's a lot.
I can't function without it.
Just switch to beer, Roy.
Can I do that on network television?
Speaking of the beer snake, that's getting up there.
It is. We're close to halfway, and you can tell it's not even straight. It's got a wiggle to it, so it's really not showing what it's capable of.
It's been a nice third quarter effort.
There's maybe a mixed drink or 2 involved in the beer snake. Second down, halfway home in our third quarter. Into the flats, Deion Jackson shows you the hands. Isom shoves him out. Gain of 5.
Ta'amu continues to be diligent. Corey Chandler's going to have to continue to take risks and bring blitzes to try to disrupt the timing, force a turnover.
Left, yak, ram. Z-shake, ram, Z-shake.
The way the offense is playing right now for St. Louis, they need the defense to make a play. This is a Z-shake. A double move to Cornell Powell here at the bottom of your screen. Last time it was a slant and go. Let's see if they target him again.
Third down and 5. Tamu the other way. Now comes back. There he is. All reliable number 14. And Powell tossed out of bounds. The drive begins there for DC. Isom in coverage.
Well, it's a great adjustment, right? He's supposed to go deep at first, but coverage is way over the top. Tamu comes backside to that deep comeback, and Powell was all over it.
Tamu gets it done. Back in and running back. DC in no hurry here. Leading by 10. Winner of this game vaults up to second place in the UFL in a tie with Dallas after the Renegades' first loss last night at Columbus.
False start, number 15. Offense,
false start back up the defenders. QT, who scored the first touchdown of the game. Guilty party there at the wide receiver position. Orlando, the only undefeated team remaining at 3-0. Anthony Beck, of course, the head coach of the Storm this year, coming in as the former head coach at St. Louis. Now the beer snake going to be extended here easily and quickly, Jordan.
Pass Post that thing up and add it to the top.
First and 15, Tamo, plenty of real estate. Scampers out of bounds at the 48. First and 15, a gain of nearly 9.
Element to Jordan Tamu's game. It's always been there. It's seldom used now. Early in his career, he was a guy that they would dial up, 5 to 8 design quarterback runs a game. He can still hurt you with that. Now, all Gators, it's going to be a quick game throw, so ball's going to have to come out quick here. Just looking for another easy completion against a soft zone.
Tamu had 9 300-yard passing games in one season. That nearly would have been intercepted, and Powell diving to try to grab it. And coming in was Sean Fresh. That could have been 6 the other way.
Yeah, it's a quick out route by Cornell Powell, and Fresh is all over it, almost. Gets that right hand on it.
Hey, spread right. Here comes field position, guys. Look where the ball's at, just short of the 50. So you got to convert this. If you don't, you get it over, you're going for it.
UFL rules in 2026. Once you cross midfield, you can't punt. Which means you either have to attempt a field goal or go for it. This was under 2 minutes to play in the half of the game, and the pass incomplete. Smith never turned around. Travis Feeney was right in the kitchen of Jordan Tamu.
Yeah, they're going to blitz out the left side right here and right here. So Jordan Tamu is going to be hot. Abram Smith has got to see that. I guess just the one guy came in. He's got to see that guy, knowing the protection, and get his eyes to Jordan Tamu quicker. He's got to know if that guy off the edge comes, because we're sliding to the right and I'm on the left, I got to be ready for a very quick throw for my quarterback. It's just not on the same page there.
Fresh back deep to receive this punt from Paxton Brooks. Number 5 to go in our third quarter. DC extending its lead after that last safety. St. Louis still in it. The fair catch made at the 15 after a punt of 37. 22-12 our score. The UFL will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations. This year's NFL Draft is in Pittsburgh. The 3-day event begins next Thursday, 8 Eastern. Every pick is on ESPN, along with the usual expert analysis. ABC's coverage will focus on the prospect's journey to the draft, and coverage is also available on the NFL Network. Michael Pratt, former 7th-round draft pick by Green Bay, just 2 years ago, the backup quarterback here in the UFL right now. Sam Acho with Michael Pratt downstairs.
I'm here with Michael Pratt. And Michael, we want to hear the play call, but also we want to hear what you think is going to happen on the play. And so, do you have a microphone in? Headphones in?
Oh, this one.
Okay.
Over the left edge, Kylan James back on the field. A good gain on first down.
So apparently the first play was called at a timeout, but now we're going to listen to the play and then allow Michael to walk us through what you expect.
San Fran punch. San Fran punch.
San Fran. Well, I'm not going to tell you the play call, but power basically right over.
Is there any option on this power play?
If we get pressure, we can throw the screen, but that's kind of a pre-snap indicator.
Jackson the win in motion, and James going to be bottled up. He's going to lose yardage on second down.
And FYI, we're hearing the play as you're hearing the play too.
Hey, R1's cramping, or theirs is? Oh, theirs.
So as you hear it, Michael, the fans at home hear it. So we're all hearing the same thing. So once we get it, I know there's some stoppage of time. But once we get it, man, walk us through it, and also what you think, man. Obviously, your journey, your story, getting back in the game. What has that been like so far?
It's been awesome. You know, I originally wasn't going to come out here, and then got out here right before our first game started. But just getting back into the mix of football and being around a group of guys like this has been really awesome. Just, you know, competitive nature and getting back into it. So I've had a lot of fun.
You talked about your leadership, even at Tulane, even going back to high school. What does it mean to be a leader on a team that's trying to find a way to win against a rival?
Yeah, no, I think the leadership aspect is super important, especially in this league, because you get so little time. You know, there's not a whole offseason for it. But I think the biggest thing with leadership in general is just the relationships. And I think with our team specifically, I think, and I mean, I wasn't even here for camp, but just from what I've seen since I've been here for the past 4.5 weeks is like this team's gelled really well together. And I think you've seen that in the late quarter fights that we've been in, where we've been able to play 4 quarters of football and come back and do some really good things in the fourth quarter. So that's one thing I know about this team is we're not going to quit.
Awesome. All right, so now we're going to get back to the plays. We're going to hear it. You're going to hear it as well.
14 mesh. 880, 14 mesh. But I'd rather if it's
So
press
14
man.
mesh, 880.
Yeah, 880 is just a protection, but we
Yeah,
got
but it's to the field.
basically fade stops on the outside, so those are really pre-snap. If we're getting off coverage, we can take it. If it's pressed, they'll convert, and then mesh on the inside is just, it's third and short. We're trying to get rubs, trying to get man coverage right here. We're working mesh.
Third down and 5. Bryce Thompson was the injured defender up under his own power. That's a good sign.
We're going to seal it right here with Tyler, and then still work the one-on-one.
Here comes the pressure right up the gut. Battlehawks get it blocked underneath. Pearson is drilled, and the pass is incomplete. Well, Pearson thought he could grab it. Echo Boydo laid the lumber.
That was a really good job by Frost of adjusting the protection, bringing his tight end. But just nothing there. You see him getting late to Ja'Cour Pearson. That ball would love to be completed over the middle around the hash marks. Just really good coverage across the board from DC.
And now 5 straight third down stops for the defenders defensively. Kiki QT back deep to receive for DC. Ryan Sanborn, St. Louis punter. Battlehawks down 10. Closing moments of our third quarter. QT, little momentum. Still on his feet. Wiggles away. And out of bounds near the 45. Nifty return after a punt of 58. A return of 23 and the missed tackle by Tyler Neville. We talked about the standings. The winner of this one, Jordan, moves into that second place tie with Dallas, who lost last night at Columbus.
Yeah, and remember, it's a long season, but the top 4 teams, there's no conferences, top 4 will go to the playoffs. And if you look at the teams like Birmingham and Louisville that are 1-2 and 1-3, those are good football teams that are better than their record. So it's a massive game to stay ahead of that middle pack, knowing you got to be in the top 4 when it's all said and done.
Shannon Harris's team now in their best starting field position at their own 45. It's a 10-point advantage, trying to exact revenge off of what happened in week 1 of the Dome. The Battlehawks won that one 16-10.
Ready to go.
And a different Jordan Ta'amu so far through the air. Pressure, A-gap, dumps it off Jackson. The safety valve was there at the right time. And Leonard Payne applying the pressure to Jordan Ta'amu.
Watch how quickly he responds to this pressure right up the gut. A little reverse out spin and then finds his outlet, the running back. See, the thing is, this game is so different than week 1 because every time St. Louis got to Jordan, they got him down. They got him on the ground. Every time they've had a free rush at Ta'amu today, he's escaped and made a play.
And for a quarterback that has yet to find his stride, perhaps that is occurring right here and now in week 4.
Timeout, DC.
DC has called their first charge timeout of the half.
The defenders now with 2 timeouts remaining. Now week 5 in the UFL. Going to kick off Friday on Fox. The Stallions will host DC, then St. Louis and Orlando meet Saturday at 7 Eastern over on ESPN. Then Sunday an ABC doubleheader, starting with Columbus and Houston at noon, followed by Louisville and Dallas at 3. And Jordan Ta'amu has been the story for this DC offense thus far.
Yeah, he's taking the easy throws when they're there. This one to the corner to QT was a dime for the touchdown. And then tight window throws over the middle of the field. That one to Powell. And when free rushers have come through the offensive line, Ta'amu has used his legs as a weapon. I don't think has he gotten sacked today?
It's been brought down maybe one time that I can remember. That's it. A totally different story.
There's 4 or 5 that very easily could have been sacks or big negative plays that he's got him out of with his legs.
He's been crafty. 2nd down and 7 after the timeout. Cornell Powell lines up in the slot. That's been his favorite target. And Ta'amu looking the other way. He's going to run for it. No slide down near midfield. A little bit of contact afterwards. No flag yet. Travis Feeney trying to rope him down from behind after he'd already contacted the turf, giving himself up.
Yeah, Ta'amu does a really good job here. Watch him peek over his left shoulder. Oftentimes that sack, you see that he's making sure no one's coming from behind him. Ball security, he doesn't want someone to strip the football out of his arms from behind him that he doesn't see, and if he does a good job of getting down with the slide.
What is it like as a quarterback, hearing footsteps behind you, like that are 300-pound footsteps?
Yeah, it's loud, thump, 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 but your adrenaline's rolling. And this is interesting, right? The ball is not spotted at or behind the 50. So if they don't gain any yards here, they could punt it. Otherwise, if they cross the 50, they'd have to go for it on 4th. And late in the game, that field position becomes really important.
And Tom, maybe Tamu slid down just shy of midfield intentionally there.
Well, he may have. And again, you know, the placement of the ball here is a big deal, because let's just say you don't get this, you cross the 50, now you're forced to go. If you don't get it, you're giving St. Louis great field position, but sometimes not getting it and not getting over the 50 is a blessing in disguise, because you regain field position with the punt.
Red double chip.
No. Oh, need y'all out.
Hey, I gotta be yak.
Now the UFL rules, once you cross midfield,
red double chip,
cannot punt the football. There's also the opportunity perhaps for a 60-yard field goal try with Matt McCrane if you're able to get a couple of more yards without picking up the first, or you could obviously go for it on 4th and short as well. So a lot in play on 3rd down.
They're going to throw it here. They're going to try and run a double move on the outside. I think CP, Cornell Powell, number 14.
They love CP. Out of Clemson. Physical target. Pump fake. There he is. And there come the flags. Powell was decked. Entering the red zone, Miles Sims was there in coverage, and an easy call for this veteran officiating crew.
And one of the rare times that was a really smart move by Miles Sims to grab Cornell Powell in that one. He was beat. That would have been a touchdown.
Interference number 6. Defense, spot foul, automatic, first down.
It's just a stutter comeback. He's going to push up about 12 yards, 12 to 14, stutter his feet. He would have ran right by Sims if Sims hadn't grabbed him and contacted him, and that would have been a surefire touchdown. So actually a heads-up play to draw the penalty there and not give up a touchdown.
It's ACC on ACC crime. Georgia Tech over Clemson. It's a 29-yard gain with the pass interference. The 3rd first down by penalty for DC today. Clean pocket, across the middle. Mason Fairchild, 5th catch of the season. Jordan Mosley stopped the forward progress after gain of 5.
Isn't this interesting, just the type of game that DC is playing right now? Just 68 rushing yards. Remember, they came in averaging well over 150. They have been a running team, but the quick passing game has been so effective against the zone coverage. They haven't needed it. They've put this game in Jordan Tamu's hands, and he's playing as clean. 33 pass to 20 runs for a team that normally totes the rock quite a bit.
Could be the final play of the 3rd quarter. It'll be 3rd down and short to start the 4th. Well, DC, the home team, a 10-point lead and on the move in the red zone with now 15 minutes to go. Goodwin in our nation's capital, week 4 of the UFL underway as we step aside. And the defenders with a 10-related 15 minutes to go here in the district. A 10-point advantage for DC. Audi Field, the place to be, week 4 of this UFL season. And the DC defense figuring things out today, and the offense doing just enough with Jordan Tamu emerging. Tom Luganville.
He sure is. You got 3rd and short here, right? And you're on the left hash. Initially, they were going to jump under center here and sprint right with a running back in the flat and the tight end on the corner route. Let's see if they adjust that. It may still be the call just out of the base shotgun in the bunch set. Oh, here he goes under center.
Smith lines up behind him to start the 4th. Little play action, penalty marker comes in right as the ball was snapped, floated end zone. And the pass incomplete, no flags there. And spotting Ben Bresnahan. And this one likely going against the Battlehawks.
Lined up. Number 7. We're going 5 yards, first down.
Offside, number 7. Defense, 5-yard penalty. Results in a first down.
Delmo Ipenu, the guilty party. That's the 4th time today DC's gotten a first on an infraction.
Yeah, you can see him right there. He's just trying to get something going. Remember, the sack leader from last year, defensive player of the year, has not had a sack since week 1 against DC. He's trying to get closer, trying to get a jump on the ball. or on the snap to try to affect this game. They need him or Travis Feeney to make the play on Jordan Ta'amu, force him into a bad decision. It's getting late here as the fourth quarter starts.
Try to create some chaos. So the first down, Deion Jackson, lead blocker ahead of him, and trucks his way to the 6. Neil Farrell stopped him after a gain of 3. Jackson out of 2, the 27-year-old Atlanta native, leads the UFL in rushing. Steady dose of him, you have to think, to start this fourth quarter. And Jordan, you hit the nail on the head. Battlehawks need some kind of defensive turnover, scoop and score. Try to steer momentum back in their favor. Where could it come from? One set to the right, Ta'amu looking for Jackson. On the 5-yard out, the pass incomplete, and he heard footsteps.
Boy, once again, the blitz is going to force Ta'amu to be hot. His quick outlet is the running back and just puts it a foot too far out front. We're always taught for running backs, you want to put it on their body, right? Because that's a weird angle, them looking back over their shoulder, running flat away from the ball, just a hair too far out in front. Otherwise, that would have been a walk-in touchdown.
Jackson does have good hands, too. 3rd down and goal. Ta'amu's been at his best on this down today. 64% on 3rd thus far. Ta'amu going to buy some time. Ta'amu thinking about running, back corner, incomplete. There's Ukanma. And his fingertips on it, couldn't do anything with it on the fastball.
That's really good coverage across the board. All these receivers initially covered up. Ta'amu's going to scramble to his right as pressure comes across his face. And just a little high. The ball had to be there, though. Miles Sims in coverage is right on the back hip. As Ukanma. That's what St. Louis need to remember. The UFL rules, you can score a touchdown for 6 points and go for a 3-point conversion. You can get 9 points with 1 possession. So there's a lot of ways to get back in the game quickly here in the UFL in the fourth quarter.
25-12 after the 23-yard field goal from Matt McCrane. The UFL will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
Back in D.C., it's been a frustrating day for St. Louis, and Harrison Frost, you see here, had a wide receiver open to the left, doesn't pull the trigger on it, scrambles on a big 3rd down.
What do you think I should have done there?
No,
Blake?
you read left side. I didn't get a good look, but you done.
I tried to back shoulder him. I could have hit you, Blake. My bad, man. My bad, Luja.
And Blake Jackson there was that route on the left side of that big 3rd down that was open, that he's got to be able to find and get that football out of his hands. Remember, Harrison Frost is making his first career start here in the UFL, a system that he's very familiar with, did it in the CFL, so that's not new. But this is a passing attack that has not been consistent with or without Frost in the lineup. Some miscommunication, route depth issues with receivers and quarterbacks. They got to find a way to figure it out here in the fourth quarter. The good news is, last week, 21-point fourth quarter comeback, 3 touchdowns from Harrison Frost, and Butler was massive.
And that could be the answer. Spinning it forward, Hakeem Butler, 2 big pass receptions today, including that 75-yard touchdown, 34-yarder at the end of the first half. Get it to Hakeem and good things are going to happen. He's only completing 27% of his passes up to this point in terms of Harrison Frost, but 88 can make him look a lot better than he's been so far.
Yeah, those 2 plays have been their entire offense. So I'm finding a way in the first couple plays here to throw it to 88 again.
He's only been targeted twice. Howard over the right edge, get a yard, and that's about it.
And that was a matchup that we highlighted to start the game. Hakeem Butler is one-on-one with Garyon Conley, a former first-round draft pick. Came out of retirement actually in February, had a pick 6 last week for 70 yards. So that is a matchup that maybe favors Hakeem Butler less than the normal matchup he's used to, but still, I'm throwing it to 88.
Stand out at Ohio State, second team all Big Ten there in Columbus. Blake Jackson underneath, still on his feet. And rumbles into D.C. territory. They're going to rule him down right at midfield, a gain of 13.
There's Blake Jackson. Remember, we heard A.J. Smith talking to his quarterback about Blake Jackson specifically. This time finds him. Hopefully that gets him in a little bit of a rhythm that he's been out of for most of the game.
And this game far from over, gentlemen. One touchdown here, and things starting to tighten up in a hurry. Cross being chased, now retreating. What's he doing? He doesn't know. Sings it incomplete. And a late flag comes in. Little extracurricular. There's a secondary flag as well, deep in the secondary. We mentioned these two rivals getting after each other for the second time in 4 weeks. You can start to sense that right here. So a lot to unpack after the contact out of bounds on Harrison Cross.
It wasn't so much that it was out of bounds, guys. I was standing about 5 yards from
it.
it.
Got a hold and an unnecessary roughness, 15 yards from the previous spot. Yeah, what number? 2 and number 7.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both on the defense. Holding, number 2. Defense, that penalty is declined. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 7. Defense, that 15-yard penalty will be enforced. 15 yards, first down.
Joe Wallace here late after the ball is released. That's 3 steps. Usually they give you a step and a half, maybe 2. That was 3 big steps from the 300-pounder.
Lukes, what did that sound like down there?
Not good. I'll tell you right. You know what's interesting, though? And I don't know how Jordan feels, but I always felt that the ones that looked the worst never felt the worst. But then something that looks benign, you're literally wincing on the ground and can barely get up. It's so interesting how that looks and how it feels and the different disparity.
Jarvion Howard in at running back from Alcorn State. 4 wide receivers set. They'll set up the screen. Howard has got the hair flowing. And jumping ahead for the first down. They'll move the chains on the front door of the red zone. Well, he hits that secondary gear, and look out.
Yeah, nice easy play call. A great block by McBride there on the outside. Receiver blocking has been one of the better parts of the St. Louis offense.
I need 2-5 next play. I need 2-5 next play.
We're good. Kick right.
I mean, the 5'7" piece,
4 by 1.
182 pounds, leading the charge for 6'6", 242. That was one way to do it. Howard to the edge. There's the speed and a first down. Still on his feet. It'll be first and goal for St. Louis and a chance to get right back in this game.
Yeah, he had tricks to the left. 3 receivers and all linebackers bumped over to the left. So there's only one guy to beat here. If you beat that defensive end, there's nobody left there with flat contain. And the best rush of the night or the day so far for St. Louis and Jarvion Howard. This is a drive. This is the drive they needed. There's still a lot of time in this game. Down just 13 points. And St. Louis showing some life.
Jordan, I just mentioned the hair. I think they caught the hair there. The assist on the tackle.
That's fair game, though.
It's a gain of 18. It is part of the body. Longest run of the game for St. Louis. First down and goal. Who wants it here? Latulis gets it. Latulis. Oh, a nasty stiff arm. Get out of here. And the touchdown. Deontay Anderson on the wrong end of that delivery.
I don't even know how to respond to that. That was... Kevon Latulis is normally the slasher, the athletic back, but watch the strength here with the right arm on Deontay Anderson. Get your weight up, boy. Weight room's that way. That is an unbelievable singular effort there from Latulis.
In the exclamation point on the best drive of this game for St. Louis by far. 25-18, they'll go for the 1-point conversion. And Tucker McCann from 33 buries it.
And it's things like this that give you life, that give you energy that St. Louis is so desperately needed. Oh my, that is disrespectful. Deontay Anderson Emerson's mom is feeling real bad right now. She doesn't want to watch her son. I mean,
it got personal in a hurry. And he was feeling it afterwards. Sam, what is he saying down there?
I'm here with Kevon Latulis. We're watching the replay. When you see a stiff arm like that, what goes through your mind?
Baby food, you know what I mean? Baby food. You know, we came out here to ball, and that's what we're going to do, you know? Shout out God first. Shout out my O-line. They've been doing an incredible job all day. Shout out the coaches for the great play calls, and shout out to my other teammates for doing their job, you know? I got to go. Let go.
He's got to go. I'll kick off to you.
I'm not even sure what baby food means. Sam, what is that?
So I was on the sideline, right there. Everybody's doing a little like, hey, man, that's like my son, like my little kid, like baby food, man. I'm dealing with little children, right? Like little stiff arm for a little child. So that's what baby food means on the sideline, man. Something like light work.
You mentioned it, straight disrespect.
Disrespectful.
In the meantime, the Battlehawks are back in it on the road. 10 minutes to play. We got a ton of time left in this.
That wasn't even a misdemeanor of a stiff arm. That was a felony of a stiff arm.
Off the bounce, Ty Scott. Going to bring it back to the 35. Lane flag comes in, and these rivals, you go back to last year in the conference championship, basically the semifinals before the title affair, and Jordan Ta'amu in the dome, the long completion. Here comes DC getting it done, and boy, they did get it done in a major way, 36-18, and it's gotten chippy over the years between these two. We've seen that at times today, including that last drive.
And remember, up until that playoff game, it had been a lopsided rivalry in favor of the Battlehawks. They were 4-1 up to that point in regular season, and DC obviously got the better of them, went on to win the championship. And like we've said, week 1, St. Louis beat a pitcher's duel, beat DC in a pitcher's duel, 16-10, low-scoring game. We got some fireworks here, though, in the rematch with a lot on the line as the top teams start to separate themselves here in the UFL.
What does Corey Chan, the defensive play caller for the Battlehawks, want to dial up? He's got 6 in the box. DC, just a 6-point lead. Ta'amu, Bresnahan, and gets across the 40. So the winner of this game, sole possession, check that, in a tie for second place with Dallas. They would be 3-1 at that point. In sole possession in first place, Orlando and Anthony Beck's team remains undefeated at 3-0.
And again, I said it earlier, Columbus just got their first win over Dallas, who looked like the best team in the UFL by far. So this is a very balanced league. There is a ton of talent with Birmingham, with Louisville, with Columbus, even with Houston figuring some things out. You have to start to separate yourself early because injuries and the grind of the spring league start to take its toll late. So this is a massive game with implications because remember, the top 4 go to the playoffs when it's all said and done.
It's so interesting too because it feels like DC should be ahead by multiple scores, and right now it's just a 6-point affair. And credit St. Louis, they've been a second half team this year. They've hung in there and they found a way to score on that last drive.
And that's a credit to Ricky Prohl and in his first time as a head coach, what he's built here, the culture he's built, because they're never out of it. Even when it looks like they are. 21-point fourth quarter comeback last week, coming back, starting to figure things out here in the fourth quarter today. So this is a team that if you give them a chance, they're going to stick around, and they are really talented to back it up.
9:32 to go. Ricky Prohl very emotional in that first win in his head coaching career there at the Dome back in week 1. What would he be like today if they complete a comeback here? Sean Fresh was the injured Battlehawk, and he now is on the sidelines for St. Louis. And after all that, second down and 4. First catch of the day for Bresnahan moments ago. Ta'amu's going to keep it. That was crafty. Where was the football? Ta'amu still on his feet. Dragged down shy of the plus 40 and a gain of 19.
That's just a little zone read. That end man, the line of scrimmage, crashes down with his eyes on the running back. Ta'amu sees the opening. He uses that athleticism and then slips a little tackle there.
Such a good play call, too. I mean, the way that St. Louis has chosen to defend DC, they want to stop anything between the tackles. They have not defended anything on the perimeter to either side of the football. And then you add an extra runner, an extra blocker with quarterback run. Really nice by Fred Keisey, offensive coordinator.
Fred Keisey, bounce back mode after that week 1 setback. As Ukama stays in bounds. Battlehawks gains a couple of extra yards and shoved out just shy of first down yardage, it appears. A good gain on first, and DC on the move again. The 6-point advantage.
This is where the veteran Jordan Ta'amu has to play like a veteran. You look at the scoreboard, it's a one-score game. He's thrown 4 interceptions this year already because he's forced the football. You don't need to force the football. The way you're running it right now, keep making smart decisions. And don't let St. Louis back in this game.
And 4 picks all of last season, to your point. Is Ukanma going to pick up the first down? The play calling creative here by Fred Keiss, and now approaching 8 minutes to go.
Hey, train Halo, Tallahassee Field.
Can we get Braylon there?
Train Halo, Tallahassee Field.
Bray, can we get Braylon on the other side? Bray, go to the other side. There we go. That's all right. Toledo right. Y in. Lion X shape. Toledo right. Y in. Lion X shape.
He's trying to get Braylon Sanders on the double move side. It's going to be Ty Scott with a double move at the top of your screen. If Ta'amu likes the matchup, I don't think he will. Oh, they blitzed.
Here comes the pressure. There goes the throw. End zone and incomplete. Little hand fighting with Ty Scott and Taylor Hawkins down there.
Yes, you're going to see the corner come off this side, which means you got a one-on-one matchup as that safety tries to get over the top of Scott. So the double move turns into just a go route because of the adjustment. And just nowhere, no room to throw the football. Did have Cornell Powell over the middle of the field. That's tough for a quarterback. You see the blitz. It takes your eyes to the left. You have a double move already over there. Don't blame him for not seeing a second read over the middle of the field on that one.
Smith, the running back, he'll get the handoff. To a sea of humanity, stopped at the 21. Third down from there.
Jordan on that last play, Shannon Harris, head coach of DC, not happy with Ty Scott because I think Ty Scott got caught not understanding, am I hot here? Do I shut it down? Or do I work downfield? So he wasn't running full speed, didn't give the quarterback an option.
You got to pick one for the quarterback, right? Can't make him operate in indecision or in a gray area. And a big third down here for the St. Louis defense.
Crunch time for DC. Battlehawks going to show pressure. Here they come. Ta'amu buys a little bit of time, sidesteps, floats it out of bounds. So 4th down and now decision time because a field goal would make it a 9-point game and still technically a 1-possession affair.
Yeah, and again, a cover 0 blitz, bringing everybody. Was defensive coordinator Corey Chamblin. That's been his go-to on third downs. I've been surprised just how much he's been willing to roll the dice, bring 0 pressure, but it continually pays off. With Ta'amu having to scramble there and just throw the football away.
Remember, after you score a touchdown, a chance to go for 1, 2, or 3. So a field goal from 39 yards out here by Matt McCrane. St. Louis still within striking distance. McCrane connects 28-19 as we step aside here in D.C. Surprise from the warm-up, and it took some time to get there. He's taken a pounding, but they were able to come up with a touchdown drive their last time out.
Yeah, all kids out there watching this, you want to play pro football, you got to be able to take a hit, but I love the way that A.J. Smith coordinated that last drive. The run game, the screen, quick throws from Frost. It was a great job of getting his quarterback back in rhythm, who finally completed back-to-back balls for the first time in this game. Starting to see some life from this Battlehawks offense.
Still a 1-possession affair for Ricky Prohl's club, and A.J. Smith back to the drawing board. Harrison Frost completed 3 of his first 13 passing attempts today. He's down 3 for his last 4. Latulis on the run. Battlehawks still with a chance and wrestled down at the 26. Literally, it's crunch time for Harrison Frost. Have a listen.
You got to be brave.
Last one's going to haunt my nightmares for the next 7 days. That was brutal.
You just hear the
Is that what they mean when they say it's crunch time?
Yep. Yes. Sam, you hit the nail on the head. Howard, the Red Sea parted. Literally, there he goes. Jarvion Howard all the way to the 21-yard line. DeAndre Baker prevented the touchdown. St. Louis with a gain of 50.
What a great block by Spencer Roll in the right guard, just sealing the 3-tech. Maxwell, and that is life. That is what energy does. That's what that last drive brings, some hope and some belief back into this offense. Jarvian Howard with a massive run.
7 touches, 85 yards. Former Alcorn State standout. Come the flags.
12 players in formation. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So here's what we were talking about. They're going to get a bonus 5. You got a chance with 1 touchdown to score 9 points, and that comes with the 3-point conversion, which has to be executed from the 8-yard line. If you get that after the touchdown, you get 9, and we would have a tie game.
And I think they would do that, right? Because a touchdown would get you to 25. You're down 3. You're down a field goal. I think I would try to tie the game up if you punch it in here.
1st and 5. Does Frost want to take a shot? Instead, he'll hand it off. Howard, jump cut, a sidestep. He'll shove the pile. They whistle it dead at the 15. I thought he still had the legs turning there.
Derek Roberson, the defensive end for DC, has been talking some trash down there. He was involved in a big hit on Harrison Frost earlier in the game, running his mouth, and the emotions are going now with Michael Pratt, the backup quarterback, in the game. He's a runner.
He is, but it hasn't been great when they've tried to get him on the field. James, the running back. Pratt's going to keep it to the edge. He'll have the first down. A solid effort that time. 1st and goal for St. Louis. They're also protecting Harrison Frost there from absorbing another big collision.
He's taken a lot of hits, Frost has, so get your other quarterback in there for a design quarterback keeper with a tight end blocking Neville there. Let him take a hit for a change. But I'm thinking here, you're inside the 10-yard line. One of these next 3 plays, you got to throw the football to Hakeem Butler. 6'5", he's got the height matchup. You're down here. Take one-on-one if you have it.
Little misdirection, right up the gut. And Kylan James to the 5.
Pratt out.
It's not rocket science, it's football.
Okay, there we go. Strong right. Denver, strong right. Denver, punch out, X Pratt.
You can't hear it.
Strong right, Denver, punch out, X Pratt. Strong right, Denver, punch out, X Pratt.
Denver punch out on 1 ready.
Just another right play.
X Pratt.
4 straight runs on this possession. Movement on the left side.
You gotta focus, boys. You gotta focus.
Ainsworth, got a little jumpy.
Number 63. Offense, 5-yard penalty. 2nd down. Focus, baby.
You heard the X crack on that play. That's for Hakeem Butler. They're trying to get him on a linebacker, blocking in the run game. But just not on the same page. You see the flinch from the left guard there.
2nd down and goal. They'll move it back to the 10.
51 tight ends down 1 ready. 51. Come on.
Big moments late in DC. Who wants it? Butler's only been targeted twice today. He's come up clutch both times. Now a 3rd, and it's incomplete. To the front pylon. Hearn in coverage. 3rd and goal.
It's the right throw for the coverage that Frost saw, but you got a 6'5" receiver. Instead of throwing that on a line, trying to hit the back shoulder, put a little more air on it. So at worst, it's a jump ball for your 6'5" receiver. Can't let that one get thrown out of bounds when you got the one-on-one matchup you're looking
Bob
for.
Marley, go. Trips right up, Bob Marley, 860.
10 seconds.
Spider left, spider left, spider left.
Timeouts here. That could factor in on 4th down. Empty backfield, pump fake, Frost, lasso. The ball comes out. Was the arm moving forward? They will say it's incomplete. The pressure by Bryce Thompson. Banged up 2 series ago, back on the field and healthy, obviously here.
You see there Bryce Thompson. Frost nearly gets away, just trying to get rid of the football.
And the quarterback threw an incomplete forward pass. It's 4th down.
and goal from the 10.
And now you got a decision, right? Do you kick the field goal to get points, right?
Decision time for the Battlehawks at the 2-minute warning. The lead is 9. The UFL will continue. And in mid-sentence, they may adjust the timing here with 2 minutes remaining in the game, and let's see. You know, this is important if they do add a couple of seconds, because you're talking about the idea of perhaps preserving a timeout, and Shannon Harris calling his team over. And that would be if you're inclined to call one. 2-minute warning is here officially. The lead is 9. 4th and goal coming up. The UFL will continue after these messages. And a word from our AB. What did we work on? All right, so here's the story. We got 4th and goal coming up. We just had the 2-minute warning. St. Louis down 9, electing to kick the field goal with its full complement of timeouts remaining. The question is, if you make this field goal, what happens in terms of an onside kicker going for it on 4th and 12 to try to get the football back, even though you have the full complement of timeouts. 28-yard field goal first. Tucker McCann, the kicker, just one miss this season, has been solid today. 51 and 26 thus far. This is closer than an extra point. And from the middle of the field, McCann makes it a 6-point affair. And remember the UFL rules, once you score, you can elect to go for it on 4th and 12 from your own 28 to maintain possession and get the football back, as opposed to the conventional onside kick.
Yeah, I think they're going to kick it away here and traditionally use those 3 timeouts. But I would argue maybe you give yourself an extra opportunity if you go for it on 4th and 12, right? If you pick it up, now you got 3 timeouts, you're down 6. If you don't pick it up, you still have to stop them, right? A first down for DC wins it, and it's over with your timeouts. If you hold them to a field goal, you're still only down 9, 1 score. And you still have a chance. So you're giving yourself maybe 2 opportunities. Although I know it's a 4th and 12. But that's just something that, you know, the unique rule of the UFL that you could think of right now. But they're going to play this traditionally like normal football rules, kick it off, and try to use their 3 timeouts and hope DC doesn't pick up the first down.
And Tom, you mentioned during the break you agree with this logic because you've got the 3 timeouts. Play old school field position here.
Old school field position. Let's not forget the one thing St. Louis has done a really nice job of is stopping the run tackle to tackle.
Yep.
And if you feel confident, you're going to be able to do that. Now, what we've seen from DC is be able to attack the perimeter for chunk yardage. So you're going to have to cover the width of the field. But I like where St. Louis is at right here.
Sanborn sends the wobbler into the landing zone, and retreating Zucama. Hit hard and hammered at the 15. Sam Acho, you got to think that St. Louis is going to be very aggressive here with the timeouts on defense.
Yeah, I've been on the sideline and listened to Coach Chamberlain talk to the defense even before the 2-minute timeout, saying, hey, guys, we got to step up. We do all that we do for these last 2 minutes. That's when you have the mentality as a defensive player. You live for this. Look at number 91 on the defense. They live for this. The excitement, the joy, the passion. This is why you play the game as a defender.
That was Damone Harris Sam was referring to. Meanwhile, that dirty kick pays dividends. You've got the football at your own 15, so outstanding field position. Potentially, if the Battlehawks get a stop.
Important for St. Louis. Don't be so focused on stopping the run that you get tunnel vision on the running back. Jordan Ta'amu could pull it out of the belly of the running back and hurt you with his legs. That's something you got to be aware of.
Deion Jackson will flank Ta'amu in the backfield, the leading rusher in the UFL. Zucama went in motion. He'll get the handoff. Move to the left side. Out of bounds. Isom ushered him out.
Oh, what a mistake.
And that will stop the clock.
That's the danger of running sideline to sideline in a situation like this. That's a positive of doing the conventional way, kicking it down the field and letting the offense make a mistake.
36 Gucci. 36 Gucci.
You just got to be smart enough to get down on the ground.
And if you're DC, you run it here, right?
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Clock stops. Now they'll run that same play to the other side, and I don't think so. As Zucama bottled up by A.J. Thomas, and here comes the the timeout.
Look, Tom mentioned it. They have not been able to run the football between the tackles, so I understand attacking the perimeter, but you just gave Ezukama a jet sweep to the other side. He's tired. You actually heard Shannon Harris in our headset say he's going to be tired. You give him another one to the opposite way. He just didn't have the juice, and St. Louis was all over it.
Our sports betting analyst, Tyler Fulgham, joins us now, and this total has gone over the number here, Tyler.
Yeah, the total has gone over, and you guys were talking about that decision to either kick the field goal or go for the touchdown as a defender's backer, -5.5. I'm glad Ricky Proehl opted for the field goal because that leaves it a 6-point advantage. If they had converted the touchdown, then St. Louis would be covering. So they got to hold them, still football left, but I like the decision as a defender's backer.
Indeed, you do. The lead is 6. 3rd down and 8, and really the play of the game coming right now. Abram Smith checks back in at running back. What does Jordan Ta'amu want to do here? Battlehawks have stepped it up defensively. The same play again. They'll hit the X button. Ezukama, no! And St. Louis was ready. It was Jordan Williams, the pick 6 last week, snips it out this week, and the Battlehawks will get the football back.
I'm really surprised they went back to this play. That's 3 straight jet sweeps to Ezukama, and St. Louis was never fooled. That shows you how much respect DC has for the interior defensive line of St. Louis, and that played perfectly into St. Louis's hands because that first one went out of bounds, so they maintain 1 timeout when they're going to get the ball back in 1:34.
That's an eternity. Sean Fresh back deep to receive. Battlehawks now have 1 timeout remaining. That could not have gone better for Ricky Proehl's team in that sequence.
Absolutely. And now, if you're A.J. Smith, you're getting with your young quarterback, Harrison Frost, you're saying, hey, what are 1 or 2 things that you really like right now? What are 1 or 2 things that you're seeing really well? You want to give him passing concepts that he's comfortable with because it has been an up and down day for him to this point. You need him at his best here.
Flag came in late. And there goes Fresh to midfield. Let's check the penalty. 1:23 to go.
Hey, Marcus, I'm working a foul here. I'm working a foul. I got a hold by number 44 prior to the kick on the kicking team, number 44. Yep, it's number 44. We're going to tack it on, grab and restrict, hold him away from the punter.
Holding number 44, kicking team. 10-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play.
Guys, DC is coming unraveled here. The holding penalty is going to put the football in plus territory after the outstanding return by Sean Fresh.
Are we re-kicking or no?
No, they're going to tack it on to the end of the run.
Look, how are we going to call it all of a sudden now?
10 yards comes after the end of that run. They're going to move the football. It should be close to the 40. And now the best starting field position of this game for the Battlehawks.
I will say, running the football is not completely off the table right now. You need to have some tempo. The run game was great for them the last couple drives. I do expect them to throw the football, but with a timeout, 1:23 on the 40-yard line, at a lot at your disposal.
Frost wants to throw it. Frost steps aside, now straight ahead. Frost picks up the first down. Dives ahead inside the 30.
Z out, 880, or 80, trips left, 80. H levels, Z out. H levels, Z out.
What about now?
Ready to go.
Harrison Frost, his first start in 4 years. On the deep slant and incomplete to McBride.
Remember last week, Stephen McBride had that big touchdown. He hadn't had a catch yet. He might be the guy.
Does Harrison Frost have some fourth quarter magic in him again? Very similar to last week, a bad start. He started 4-15 in this game. He's been much better in the second half.
2nd and 10. This is Akeem Butler time. It's been targeted just 3 occasions today. There's the pressure. Down goes Frost. Ball pops out. Burrell Johnson came up with it. And there's going to be a lot to unpack. And they're going to rule him down. Derek Roberson
Derek Roberson off the right side. They're sliding to the left. So you get nobody. A running back, Latula, is trying to come late to pick up Roberson. He's got no shot. And Frost never saw it coming. He felt it. You can see him drifting a little bit there, but it never had a chance because they were sliding the line to the left. Nobody on Roberson. Latulis tries to help.
You're asking the back to cross the entire formation against the best pass rusher
Not
for
happening.
DC.
Well, that changes everything from 2nd and 10 now to 3rd and 21 with just 52 seconds to go.
And no timeouts.
Now the Battlehawks and Ricky Prohl have utilized their final timeout. Unable to challenge as well, which is pivotal. 2nd place at stake. The winner of this game will be in a tie with Dallas, right behind Orlando at the top of the UFL standings. What do you do now? Harrison Frost is going to hear footsteps. His first start in forever.
Well, they're playing safety help over the top of Hakeem Butler. But you're going to go for it on 4th. If you don't pick it up here, one of these 2 plays has got to go to Hakeem Butler. I don't care if he's triple covered. We've seen what he can do in that scenario. They are playing safety over the top. But you got to find 88.
What a game.
Look at the soft zone coverage. This, to me now, just get the ball out of your hands quickly. See if you can get a catch and run to set up a better 4th down situation.
Jackson in motion.
And all the room at the top of your screen.
Cross retreating. Now looking. Directing traffic. Heaves one. Triple coverage. Intercepted at the 5 by Sam Kidd. And DC's going to hold on. First turnover of the game. The defenders find a way.
Boy, no short options there for Frost. This is effectively a Hail Mary. Everybody running deep. And he's going to have Blake Jackson. He's going to get behind coverage. This is just such a long throw. He needed to throw this 60 yards plus. Didn't quite have it in him to get it over the top of Kidd there and into the end zone for Jackson. And with the defender running down on him, probably didn't see Hakeem Butler on the other side of the field for a jump ball opportunity. And Sam Kidd has had an injury-riddled career. One of the top safeties in the UFL when he's healthy. And close this one out for DC in front of the home crowd.
And Tommy played right down the road at JMU, his 3rd year with the organization. You mentioned some of the injuries, Jordan. What a comeback for Sam Kidd in a big moment here in our nation's capital.
Sometimes guys are just football players, right? There's going to be somebody taller, somebody faster, maybe somebody more flexible. But when you pause the tape, Sam Kidd is always in the pile.
28-22. And DC improves to 3-1. In a tie, the UFL standings for 2nd place with the Dallas Renegades. It was a roller coaster ride, as this entire UFL season has been thus far this spring.
Let's go, girl.
28-22, our final score. For Jordan Rogers, Sam Acho, and Tom Luganbill, I'm Roy Philpott. Thanks for watching the UFL. Up next on ABC, let's get you to Fort Worth, Texas for the NCAA Gymnastics Championship.